You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass?
I bet. Dr. Dre in the place to be. Co-rockin' shit with my homeboy Steve. After Roadium, get stupid some. Yo, don't think that you can get none of Dre. The motherfucking doctor, the bitch hopper, the sucker motherfucking stopper. I'm fucked up, so don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just kicking it. But Steve, Tony, A.A, Susan, yo, we be choosing dope shit to put in a mix. Know what I'm saying? We kick shit like and that's a fact. And if your shit ain't in the mix, you know it's whack. And that ain't no bullshit. I'm kicking facts on a serious tip. Word up, Dr. Dre's in full effect doing serious damage, boy.
Tony A. Tony A. When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 183. 17 more episodes, and we hit the big 200. I think that's a dope accomplishment. Hopefully I get there. You know, you never know if you guys are still here. I was reading in the comments earlier that somebody said Tony A fell off. Well, to be quite honest with you, I never thought I fell in. So there we are. So other than that, once again, let me encourage you. I've been getting a lot of emails, and I want to continue to encourage you to submit your music. If you have songs, if you have videos, if you have a short bio, please submit it. That way we have something to talk about, especially if you're a new up and coming artist. You obviously, if you're already an established artist, you know, you shouldn't have to submit a bio. I should already know who you are. But still, or if you just want to request someone, maybe I could try to get a hold of them or something. Please request them at roadiumradio@gmail.com. And for those of you that have been asking me about the Mr. D CD, it's just a CD single with 2 full songs, and we'll be at the meet and greet August 14th. I've been posting it on my Instagram page and on my Facebook page, and eventually I will post or make a little video for you YouTubers for you guys to get the direct address if you guys want to go to the meet and greet. I will also be there. I will also be selling, you know, glossies, posters, whatever I can sell. So make sure you guys bring cash, all right? Other than that, let me go ahead and introduce my very special guest of the night. He's been here before, and many of you have requested him back. So I did my best to reach out to him and get him back. So make sure you guys call somebody, text somebody, because Shady Boy is in the building. ¿Cómo estás, carnal?
What's up, my boy? It's right here, dog.
I'm glad you're here. You know what? A lot of people have been requesting you back.
That's right.
You know, this time you're here by yourself. We don't have another guest, so we can chop it up. We can go at it, you know.
Let's do it.
But I just want to give the people a quick recap for those that are possibly listening to you for the first time. Because when you were here, we had such a great audience. We had such a great response. But there may be some new subscribers that maybe are not too familiar with Shady Boy. Mm-hmm. So if you want to give them a quick recap of possibly your story in a nutshell, and we'll go from there if you can.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know like how to answer that. You know, I'm just a Shady Boy. You know, I've been in the game since 2006. You know, I've been from a few labels. You know, and now I got my own label, RVL. You know, I'm working with producer A.DA, Illegal P. And, you know, I got my new album coming out. It's called Will the Devil Look? And basically, you know, I wrote it in hard times, you know. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, will God see me through, or will the devil look, you know? Or will the devil see me through, like, basically, you know?
Right.
So I got that I'm working on right now, you know. And just
that'll work. We'll get a little bit more into it as I ask a few more questions. But I want to share something with you, because the last time you were here episode 72. Mm-hmm. That was 111 episodes ago. That was a long time now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
No, it doesn't. 111 episodes ago. So I'm glad that you're back, and we're going to talk a little bit about music. We're going to talk a little bit about your life. once again, giving people a quick recap of, the things that you've gone through, what shaped and molded you for you to, if you will, develop the style that you have.
All right.
Because I've heard a lot of your songs, and the last time you were here, you were sharing that a lot of your music came from the pain that you went through growing up.
Yeah.
Is that, again, just giving a quick recap, is that where that pain came from?
Mostly, but just throughout my life, I experienced, a lot of losses and shit like that, and just also my upbringing or my childhood, I guess, most definitely a lot of that shit was like ingrained in my brain, dog, because I can't shake it, So
Right.
So what I've always done, I've always written poetry and shit like that, and that's how I found love with music. I was in a boys' home. I was in Leroy's boys' home in Laverne, and they had a music program. That's how I started rapping. Only the blacks used to go, and so me and a couple of homies would try, just to get out of the cottage or whatever, and we would go. And eventually they stopped going, and I would still go just because I like fell in love with that shit, just the process. But I never participated. I would always just watch this shit, And the person who ran that shit, he had heard, I guess, through my therapist or whatever, that I wrote poetry or whatever, So he came up to me one day and he asked me like, hey man, like I heard you write poetry and shit, Like, yeah, I do a little something, And he was like, let me hear it, to a beat. So I felt stupid, dog. I was reading this shit, And he was like, man, that shit sounded good. In my mind, I'm like, fool, I heard that shit too. That shit sounded whack, dog.
Right.
But he taught me how to be on beat, and he taught me like he taught me how to count my bars and shit,
Yeah.
And I started making music right there, He would bring like a little 6-track MIDI, whatever it's called,
Right.
the recorder and shit,
Right.
And I started doing music right there, and I never thought that I would ever take it like seriously,
Right. About how old were you at that time?
At that time, I was probably like about 16 years old, 17 years old.
Okay.
And then when I stood there only because my mom made me promise her that I would graduate high school.
Yeah.
And man, in high school, I got expelled from fucking Eisenhower High School. I was in a group home up there in Rialto. Like, I had bad grades, And when I went to that boys' home, they have school all year round. So I made up my credits and I was going to graduate high school, dog. And it's crazy because I was already doing the music thing. And they asked me if I wanted to perform at the graduation and shit, So I said, yeah. And there's only 2 verses that fucking, that song I did, right? The first verse I did before, it was a song for my mom, because she was the one who like inspired me to graduate or motivated me to graduate. I promised her. Yes. And then, so I did the first verse while she was still alive, and then she died, dog. And then they asked me in June if I still wanted to do that song, and I said, fuck it, yeah. So the second verse, I did it after she passed away, dog. Yeah, well, I'll show you that shit because I'm never gonna put it in music because what am I gonna do with it, dog?
Right.
But it goes like this. Look, the first verse, it says, "Let me tell you a little something about how I grew up. I met my mother in my prime years of being a screw up. I was 14 years old, left out in the cold, an active gang member, so the streets I patrolled. In the loneliest time of my life, I received the insight. Because of my mother, now I understand life. By the age of 15, I should have been gunned down. I'll catch the streets on the rebound and achieve my cap and gown. Now I finally made it. True homies I like to thank, the ones who rescued me when my battleship sank, the ones that stood beside me throughout all the drama, but if my friends don't flood those seats, then at least I got my mama. I know you're out there sitting amongst the crowd, shedding tears of joy because your boy made you proud, and if I catch a tear slip, just know it's out of joy too. The fact of the matter is I'm only here because of you. And second verse it says, my pen bled premature when I wrote the first verse. You see, a few months ago, I put my mom in a hearse. I was sadly mistaken. Now I'm starting to see that one empty chair where my mama should be. And in that empty seat, she promised she'd sit if I played the role of a graduate. Well, here I am, Ma. I made a jam so you could hear it. And if not in the flesh, then I could feel you in the spirit. I reminisce sometimes, and it don't make me blue, because I'd be in your Cortez as if it wasn't for you. I always love you for that. Your struggle ain't in vain. So much gratitude that it can't be explained. So this is dedicated to Patricia Dominguez, because when your child was blind, you were the one who seen this. You helped me pick my goals and pushed me to pursue, so I'm clutching my diploma, love, in memory of you. You know?
Beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Gracias, dog.
I'm glad you shared that. You know,
Yeah, I always wanted to do something with it, but it's like, man, I'm not a kid no more, you know. So
right. And you still remember those lyrics and stuff?
Yeah, I remember that shit. You know, I remember, it's crazy because a lot of my lyrics I'll forget on stage and shit. When I used to perform, I don't really perform no more, you know. But when I used to perform, I would forget my lyrics on stage and shit, you know. But for some reason, man, that one right there, I still remember every word, dog.
That's dope, man. You know, let me ask you something, because whenever it comes to my mother, I get emotional because my mother's no longer here as well.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your mother?
Man, bro, like I said, I didn't know her all my life, you know, and I always wanted my mom, you know, I always like yearned for my mom, and excuse me. And when I met her, I never asked her like nothing. I never asked her why I was over there, why, you know what I mean, like why did she come get me, you know? And I never asked her nothing, and me and her was just like a conversation that never came up, you know, until the end, until like a month before she died. It was the very first time she's the one to address it, you know. But man, like I was in awe of my mom, you know, like how Tupac says, he says, even as a crack fiend mama, you know, he always was a black queen mama. Like it doesn't matter what my mom, what kind of mistakes she made, you know, like I adored her, dog, and she taught me a lot, man, you know, and just she was a real gangster, dog. She was old school gangster, dog, you know. So, and she respected herself, you know, and she man, dog, like my mom was so dope, man. My mom was cool as fuck, you know, and we became very close, you know. We became very close, and she always showed me love, you know, and like I don't know, I grew up kind of being in different homes, different environments, around different people, you know. I grew up around around a bunch of dysfunctional people, though, you know.
Right,
so my mom was like it was just a beautiful relationship between me and her, you know. We had some dope talks, some deep conversations, man. She used to love oldies. She never liked the art of bullshit, though, you know. she bumped that fucking the rare soul, you know. So
right.
I listened to some rare oldies and shit, you know, and a lot of music, though. Her favorite rapper was Tupac, you know.
Really?
And her favorite song was How Long Will They Mourn Me? And my mom was racist as fuck, dog.
Really?
You know, yeah, but she used to say, man, that's one badass fucking nigga right there, dog. You know? Hey, no disrespect, you know, but
right.
that's what my mom, you know, that was my mom's, though, you know what I mean? She was a fool, but yeah, man, like she was good people, man. She was good people, you know, and man, like.
So you got to spend a lot of good quality time with her before?
Yeah, I did, dog. Like, I was in placement, you know, so I would go on home passes and shit, and I would see her, you know, and I was actually supposed to live with her. It would have been my first time ever living with her, you know, when I got out of placement, and she died 4 months before I got out. So that, like I said, I performed on my graduation, and I remember nobody came to my motherfucking graduation, dog, except for one person, my cousin Papas, and he came late as fuck. He didn't even see me perform and shit, you know. But when he showed up, I already had all my bags packed. I signed an age waiver to stay right there longer, past 18, you know, so I could graduate high school, because I promised her that I would, you know. And the day I graduated, I was gone, though, you know, and I was supposed to live with her, but she passed away, you know. So when I left, I was homeless, which is stupid of me, dog, because right there. They would have like paid for housing and all that shit, you know. But I was young, dog. Like I wanted to be fucking in the hood with the homies and shit, you know. So I didn't care about none of that, you know. But now I think about it, like, man, that was probably a good opportunity right there. You know what I mean? Because I mean, foster home, like the system, man, it fucking sucks, dog. Like the people, I don't even think they fucking pay attention to who the fuck they send you with, dog. You know what I mean? They don't really do like too much fucking background or something, you know, because a lot of foster homes are worse than fucking than being with family, for sure, dog. You know what I mean? Because you get some people that are fucking nasty people, dog, or fucking cruel people, homie. You know what I mean? That ain't got no reason being fucking parents to anybody, dog.
You know, and that's one thing I guess I want to bring up is like, if those people are that way, well, why do they open up their homes?
Exactly, but I think what it is for a paycheck, dog. It's really what it is, you know, because I used to get clothing allowance. I used to get fucking money and shit, you know, or they did, but you mean, but
right.
But I probably for a paycheck, dog. And I trip out, you know, because I seen like this thing recently. Somebody I'm into like conspiracy theories, shit like
Yeah.
that, dog. You know, and I seen this thing that it was about like foster kids. There's like 92,000 fucking foster kids reported missing and shit, dog. You know,
What
and
the
they're saying that they're like sex trafficked and shit, dog. You know what I mean? That social services has something to do with that. You know what I mean? And that's crazy,
So
dog.
it's like an inside job, if you will.
Yeah, something like that, dog. That's crazy, though, fool. And I don't know. I don't have very good things to say about that. I was an assistant for 16 years, though, you know, and I don't have very good things to say about that for sure, though, you know.
Have you ever known if anybody's ever gotten in trouble for getting caught mistreating somebody?
Most definitely, dog. Hell yeah, dog.
Okay.
Fucking touching kids, fucking beating up kids, dog. You know, like I said, a lot of them people they don't have no right or no reason to be fucking parents, period, dog, to anybody.
Wow. Okay, look, since I don't know and you're here to share with us, allow me to ask you a couple of questions about foster care. When you go into a foster home, since I don't know, and those people take you in, are they allowed to discipline you?
Well, really, there's nothing that you can't do, and you can't do shit about it because now you're in their care, you know, so it's their rules, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
my social worker, like your social worker will come by once a month, if that, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I never been a snitch, though, you know what I mean?
Right, of
So I don't know, I was always raised that way, you know what I mean? So I just kept it to myself, dog, you know what I mean? And whatever was going on, I just kept it to myself because really I was fucking doing my own thing, dog. Like
Right.
fucking ditching school, all that shit. You know what I mean? I didn't need fucking them. I had my own way of escaping, dog. You know what I mean? So I didn't need anybody to fucking try to help me, dog. You know?
Right.
But I don't know, like I grew up, you know, fucking if I go tell on one of my little foster brothers or something like that, you know, he gets hit and I get hit too for snitching. You know what I mean? So I mean, I fucking I didn't rat out even my own foster parents and shit, dog. You know what I mean? But it's what it is nowadays. Like
Right.
I think back to that shit. Like I wish I would have did something back to them. You know what I mean? But I was a kid though. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's
Wow.
what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
I experienced. I had some pretty bad experiences there. You know, abuse. You know, physical, fucking, mentally. You know, sexually. You know what I mean?
And I think mental is probably the worst because that's what damages a person, you know, because, you know, I've read before that life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
with words, we can beat somebody down or we can speak life into them and encourage them and lift them up.
Yeah,
But
most
some people
definitely.
use it to manipulate people, to bring them down and to keep them kind of under their control like a dictator would.
Yeah,
You know.
like some narcissist shit. dog.
Yes, exactly. But now, how many different foster homes did you live in?
Quite a few, bro. Like sometimes I was with my family and sometimes I wasn't, you know.
Okay.
And I was in quite a few, probably like 5 or 6, and then I was in group homes. I was in group homes and then placements.
Okay.
You know, so I as I got older, when I was younger, I was like with family, and then I remember I went with my grandma. But I was a bad kid by then already, you know. By then I was a bad kid, you know, and I was getting arrested. I was already hanging out with the homies, you know, fucking getting arrested and shit. And I remember my grandma came. I had got expelled from Columbia Middle School in Almani, and then they sent me to Twin Cities, which is like a continuation school, but for like junior high and shit. And then I was there and shit, and I fucking. Where it was in my enemy neighborhood and shit. So I had a knife, and somebody fucking told on me that I had a knife and shit. Me and some other dude, and the cops came and arrested me. And I remember I was at Amani police station with my grandma. She walked in and shit, and I seen her and I smiled at her because it was like, you know, going to jail at that age is like a rite of passage and shit, you know. So I was all fucking happy and shit, like, what's up, grandma? You know, and she looked at me, she just shook her head, and I just remember her. After we got home, she just like, hey, your social worker's on her way. Like, for what? She's like, I can't take the responsibility of raising another teenager, you know, because she would raise my sister and shit, you know. And I remember feeling like pretty hurt about that, you know. But I mean, now that I'm older, I mean, I gotta understand.
You gotta
know what
understand,
I mean?
yeah.
And then
yeah.
after that, I went to I remember from there, I went to a group home in Rialto, and I remember there was this black lady named Miss G, and she's calling me mijo, and I say, man, I ain't nobody's hoe, you know. but she was cool, a cool lady, you know, and she used to say that she was like my mom, and me and her became really close, you know. And I really don't get close to nobody, you know.
Right.
And then there was a Black and Mexican riots at Eisenhower High School, and if you get suspended like 12 times or some shit, you get expelled. I only got suspended 8 times, dog. You know what I mean? But during those riots and shit, and then fucking they expelled me though. And I remember we're driving in the group home van, you know, which was picking me up from school that last day, and then she gets on the freeway, not to go toward the group home, but she was going toward West Covina, because that's where the DCFS office was, where the IKEA is. That's where the DCFS office was, you know. So she's driving towards that way, and I'm like, where you going, Ms. G? She's like, where we going? She's like, oh, you're a social worker. There's a family that wants to talk to you, you know, that wants to meet you, whatever. Like possibly you going to a foster home, you know, from a group home, you know. Yeah. And I was like, man, I don't want to go to no fucking foster home. I'm good where I'm at, Ms. G. I'm good with you, you know. And she's like, well, just go, just see what they have to say. All right, cool. I remember, man, we pulled up to right there, and she stops right there, like going to where the IKEA is now, you know, in the beginning. Like when you're pulling in, she stops right there and tells me to get out the car, you know. She's like, I'm going to park the car, and then fucking your social security knows you're here. Like, all right, cool. I hop off the car and shit, and then I'm standing right there, and I just see her drive away, fool. Like that, man. She just drove away, dog. I mean, man, that shit hurt me, dog. That shit hurt me because I really did get close to that lady, dog. That shit hurt me, homie. And then my social worker came out with a security guard. I remember I was cussing them out, whatever, you know, and fucking, they sent me to Leroy's Boys Home. And then I was there for like 30 days until they let you use the phone and shit, you know. And I remember they gave me full time, and I sat there and I didn't have no one to call, dog. I sat there and I was just thinking like, damn, I have no one to call. And then I fucking called Miss G. And then fucking she answered the phone, and she was just like, where, this is like group home. Like, what's up, Miss G? And she already knew who it was, you know. And she started crying. She's like, I'm sorry, mijo. I'm sorry, mijo. She's like, I couldn't look at you. I couldn't look at you in the face, mijo. I couldn't see that look on your face, man. Like, we have a policy that all the kids need to go to the same school. You know what I mean? We can't pick you up or drop you off at another school. You know, they all had to go to the same school. You know, and I couldn't look at you in the face and tell you that you had to leave. You know.
Yeah.
So, but man, but see shit like that. You know, it fucking. It made me not trust people no more, dog, or not get close to people no more. You know, a lot of this shit that happened when I was young, it molded who I am today. You know.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of issues, like with people, with friendships, you know, and just a lot of different issues, dog, you know. And I really wish I did. I really wish I knew how to fix myself, dog, but I really don't, you know. So what I do is, like, the only positive thing that I do is put it in music, you know. So everything that I say in my music is real. Like, everything I say is like it's my deepest, darkest, you know. And some shit that I would never say to nobody, you know. Like in person, you know, I would never talk about the shit that I talk about in my music like that, you know, because that's too vulnerable, you know. Nobody needs to know that much about me, you know. I guess like in music, I put it in music because I'm not talking to that person, you know. Right. I'm talking to a microphone. I'm in a little dark room or whatever, you know. Talking, I'm with myself, you know. Speaking, like pouring my heart onto this microphone, dog. I don't think about who's listening, shit like that, you know. If I did, I probably wouldn't say half the shit that I say, you know. But I say exactly what I'm going through, exactly how I'm feeling, because I listen to that shit after, you know, and it helps. It helps change my view or my perspective of whatever I'm going through.
Right.
In time, though, you know, in time, it doesn't seem so bad, I guess. You know, if I hear it over and over and over, it's like one thing about music, man. Music is like, it's powerful, homie.
Yes,
you
it
know?
is.
Music can alter your mood and shit, you know.
Yes.
And I like everybody listens to music that they can relate to.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
so what's better than hearing exactly what the fuck I'm going through? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over and over and shit. You know, you don't feel so alone.
Right.
You know,
right.
you don't go through it alone.
You had mentioned that when you had graduated, you were going to go live with your mom, but your mother had passed away, and then you were left homeless.
Yeah.
When you were left homeless, what took place next? Like, where did you end up going?
I was just in the street in Monte, in my hood, you know, I was just in the streets, and I never did drugs before I started getting high. I got high, and within a few days, I was already slamming dope, you know, and I just my mind state was just self-destruct mode, dog. Really, right. You know, because my mom meant a lot to me, you know. So when she passed away, it's like part of me passed away, you know.
Right.
So I really didn't care about my life, or I just made. It seems like, and this is like a lot of it was subconsciously, you know. A lot of the shit I didn't even intentionally. I didn't have like the mindset where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna fuck my whole life up, you know.
Right.
It just happened like that, you know, and I accepted like I don't know, growing up, you know, like there's a lot of mental abuse, you know, so the things that people told me or whatever, or I grew up thinking that way already, you know, and then the drugs didn't help, you know, so I just figured, you know, like I'm fucking low life, I ain't shit, you know, and I'm gonna live up to that, I guess, you know, and fucking I just went into full self-destruct mode,
right,
you know, okay. and then yeah, though, like honestly, when I went to prison, that shit saved my life, you know, because I was really bad, you know. You wouldn't even recognize me back then. I look older then than I do now and shit, though, you know.
Right.
Hey, my baby mama, her and her sister used to call me grandpa and shit. So I used to be like, man, fuck you. Hey, but before she was even my baby mama, though, you know.
Right.
When they would see me, fucking, what's up, grandpa? I'm like, fuck you, fool.
Now, in the midst of all of that you're talking about right now,
yeah,
was there still music going on in your life at all? Did you ever use that as an outlet, you know, to like, you know what, let me...
Yeah, there was music, but it wasn't how my music is now, you know. Like at that time, I was signed with Charlie Rowe, and then I left Charlie Rowe because me and Chino Grande, we ended up getting into it, you know. We ended up bumping heads, and that's let me just say too, you know, like I did some in a couple of the songs not recently, but like the past 4 or 5 years or some shit like that, you know. But now I ain't got no problem with that food no more, dog. You know what I mean? Just I was in prison with him, and some shit I seen in prison I didn't like, you know. And then but I kept it to myself, you know. And then when he got out and I seen him, you know, being a whole different way, I didn't like that shit. And then he was speaking up on whatever happened, because we ended up getting down with each other, you know.
Yeah.
And he was speaking up on that, and that shit pissed me off. But these days, you know, like I don't got no issues with him, you know, because in the end I was in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For whatever issue that we had with each other, I was in the wrong though, you know. And my defense, like I went on the defensive,
right?
You know, and fucking went at him, dog. You know, when really I'm in the wrong though, dog. I'm the one who's wrong, but I was a kid though, like or at least my mindset. You know what I mean? I had the wrong mindset, you know. So these days I ain't got no problem with that fool. But after that happened, I didn't do music no more, you know. And I got way worse. You know what I mean? I got worse, dog, and cause honestly, that was like man, the brotherhood right there was fucking beautiful, dog. Like with Charlie Rowe, like man, that was fucking it was dope, dog. Music was dope, man. And then I fucked up, you know, and then I didn't do music no more at all, dog. I just honestly was just getting high, running the streets, dog, and that was like my main focus and shit. Really, not even my main focus. That was my everyday life, dog.
Yeah.
And fucking going to prison though, that shit saved my life though, because I at the time too. Look here, I didn't know myself yet. You know, I was always trying to find myself. I never felt like I belonged to nobody, dog. You know, like being in homes or whatever like that. Like I knew that those people weren't my parents growing up.
Right.
You know, and they never treated me like their kid anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just I always felt like unwanted, homie, or I always felt abandoned, unwanted, unloved, all that shit, you know. And fucking like I can't say that there was ever one person that ever made me feel, well, Miss G, you know, but ever, and then look what happened with that, dog. You know what I mean? So there was never really nobody that ever made me feel like they love me and shit, you know. And then fucking the streets though, you know, the hood, you know what I mean? The hood, and just fucking, I was just on a fucking one-way trip to prison, dog, you know, and fucking, I got blessed though. I was fighting life. I got busted. I was fighting life. And that's where I found myself, though, when I was busted, you know, and I found myself, though. I had a lot of time to myself. I read a lot of books. I never read a book before, a whole book back to front, you know what I mean? Even in school, with book reports, though, I would just skim through it, write little shit down and shit, you know what I mean? But I never read the book, you know, and I went to prison. I probably read over 1,000 books, so no lie. I loved to read, though, when I was in jail because you escape. You don't. It's like you're not even there, you know?
Yeah.
You're just in this, and whatever the fuck you're reading, you have your own picture of it and shit, and it was dope. And I found myself, dog, and fucking, I thank God for that, you know?
Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and hold that thought real quick. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to come right back.
For sure.
And maybe if you can remember some of those books that you read that
hell
possibly
yeah.
might have helped you and set you free here, you know?
Okay, hell yeah.
So, okay, everybody, once again, we're going to take a 10-minute break, episode 183 with Shady Boy. So once again, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that we're here live on Roadium Radio with Shady Boy in La Casa. So we'll be back.
Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ.
Get the fuck out! Tony A.
What did you say your name was?
Tony A.
I have won 1 million battles. Lights, cameras, action sound. Give me that mic, I'ma fucking go down.
Thinking of a master plan.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Yo, this is how I see it. Tony A chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch. The shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Shady this week across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a gram. Get it, Dre.
Just in 1 2 1 2. Right about now, Easy E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium spot meet, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man.
Got my man going down.
Hey mom, what's for dinner?
Y'all heard, take it from the top.
Get that shit, new chop. Put a power move on.
If you mess with me,
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 183. And we want to go ahead and acknowledge everybody in the live chat. Keep it going. That shit is fucking funny. It's hilarious. It's because of you guys that were here. You guys make us laugh during the breaks. So keep it up. I mean, we don't take your dumbass serious, but thank you anyways. Other than that, once again, I'm getting submissions even while I'm live. So thank you guys for that. If you're going to request somebody to come on Roadium Radio, if you want to come on Roadium Radio, submit your music. Give us your music, send us your music, videos, and a short bio. We would greatly appreciate it, and we will contact you via email. Okay, do not DM me music, please. Do not DM me or inbox me on Facebook music. I do not click on links. Send them all to roadiumradio@gmail.com. So without further ado, once again, Shady Boy, muchas gracias for being transparent, opening up your heart, and sharing with us today here on Roadium Radio. You were sharing with us before we went on break that when you were locked up, that you did a lot of reading. You know, I'm also a reader as well, and I like reading mostly ancient history. If you can elaborate a little bit more and share with us, like what type of books, if you can remember, that you get your hands on to read.
Yeah, I read a gang of books, a gang of good ass books. Swan Song. I read a lot of self-help books though too. My favorite author would be Victor Villaseñor, and his book Rain of Gold.
Rain of Gold.
Rain of Gold. That was probably one of my favorite books right there. Don Manuel Ruiz. It was Toltec knowledge. The Four Agreements. The Voice of Knowledge. It was all about like basically self-help and shit, you know, and like the type of shit is talked about, like everybody has that voice in their head, you know.
Right.
Everybody talks to themselves. Everybody has that voice in their head, you know, that maybe it's their conscience or whatever, you know. If you're gonna talk to yourself, why don't you say good things to yourself instead of always saying like, "Fuck, I'm a dumbass," you know. Why don't you uplift yourself, homie? You know.
Very true.
And when I first got out, I used to apply that shit still, you know, but I don't know what the fuck happened, homie. But yeah, that fool, Don Manuel Ruiz, Victor Villaseñor, like 48 Laws of Power. That was a good book. Robert Greene, you know, Art of Seduction, 48 Laws of Power. But one thing I learned about the 48 Laws of Power is you can't take that book word for word at face value, you know?
Okay.
You have to read it and take what you want from it, because it's all about manipulating and even manipulating your own friends to get on top, and that's not cool, dog. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of it though is dope for tactics to be put into words and shit, like
right.
In a way that, because I don't know, for me, like there's certain things that I read and it's so obvious, but I never would have fucking thought of it like that, dog, unless they put it like that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what the 48 Laws of Power is, dog. But it does teach you like to step on your own friends and step on your enemies, you know, like whatever you gotta do just to get on top and shit. You know what I mean? It's power. It's like power moves and shit, dog. But you don't do shit like that, dog. You know what I mean? So you can't take it for face value and shit.
And how many people do we actually know that are really like that?
A lot, though, dog. There's a lot of people that are just opportunists, homie. A lot of people that will do whatever they got to do and pose as a friend and work as a spy. That was one of the laws. You know what I mean? And a lot of people pose as friends, dog. You know what I mean?
Man, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm not going to mention the person's name, because I'm not going to give this person clout. There was only one person that I, if you will, respected. I fell off with him in the late 90s. Never again. About 17, 18 years passed by. Got reacquainted with him again.
Yeah.
He apologized. It's water under the bridge. Despensa carnal. You know, I fucked up, type of deal. No problem. Over time, you know, I learned to respect this guy again, porque I thought he changed, you know. And before you know it, I was just showing him a lot of love, because that's just me. When I help somebody, when I open up to somebody and I consider someone a friend, I don't care if I get paid. If I want to help you, I want to help you.
Yeah.
You know, that's just me. And maybe that's why I'll probably never become a millionaire, because I give away everything for free.
Same way, though.
Okay. So I had a fallout with two individuals because they were not allowed to dictate this show. Okay. So, and I'm not going to mention their names because it's pretty much over. But this individual called those guys and started talking shit about me. This is a guy that I respected again.
Yeah.
And guess what? They recorded him and they showed me the recording.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, I could not believe it that this guy, after I let him back in, did that, you know, and that was proof enough. So I called him on it. And of course he backpedaled and said, no, that wasn't true. And I, look, bro, that's your voice.
Yeah.
You know?
But even if you have them recorded, they still won't admit that.
No,
shit
they won't admit it,
dog,
bro.
But that's because they're suckers, though.
Yeah. So I guess it goes with what you said, that there are people that will try to befriend you just to see what they can get, or see how far they can get with you, and whatever they can take from you to use for their own advantage, then they'll just leave you. You know.
Yeah. One thing somebody told me, and I never forgot that shit. You know, they said not everybody in your corner is rooting for you. You know, some people just want to be there when you fall flat on your fucking face, dog. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody in your circle is your friend.
Very true, man.
Some people just they pretend to support you just in case you make it.
Just in case you make it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very, very true. You know, I don't know.
And that's like one thing too. Like, I don't know. Like when this music shit started blowing up, you know, like there were certain people that like it's hard for me like to really trust people. Period, homie. You know, just cause like people's intentions are whack sometimes, dog.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And some of this shit, like to me, it's unnecessary. I ain't nobody, homie. You know, but like people will invite me places, you know, invite me to parties, whatever, just to be like, oh, this is Shady Boy the rapper. Like, fool, why can't I just be the homie, fool? Like,
Right.
fuck, I don't like that shit, you know?
I know.
I don't like that shit because then I see the shallowness in people, dog,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And I dealt with that a lot, though, you know?
Right.
And the way I deal with it now is I just fucking stay to myself, dog, you know what I mean?
Right.
I stay to myself, dog, and whoever's in my circle is very few people, dog, and whoever's in my circle is in my circle, dog, you know?
Yes.
I don't really like no new friends, dog.
And I get what you mean by being shallow, or the people the way they are towards you when they say he's the rapper, because about a year and a half ago, I accompanied one of my homies to a podcast. He's a producer. And he asked me, you know, do you want to go with me? And I said, I don't care. I just wanted to hang out with him. We went to go something to eat, and we went to this podcast. And the guy doing the podcast, not that he needed to, but he didn't know who I was at the time.
Yeah.
And la verdad es como me mandó la verga. Like he had no respect for me. He didn't offer me no water. He didn't offer me a beer. And there was a lot of other people there. He offered everybody else beer. He didn't even shake my hand. Nothing. And maybe they were about an hour and a half into the interview. And then my buddy finally said, oh, and by the way, that's my boy Tony A. He just released his documentary. He's doing a podcast now. He produced High C. He's got a gold record. He did it. And the guy, like...
On your nuts.
After that, you want a beer? Even to the point, can I have your autograph?
Yeah.
And honestly, bro, I'm going to be real with you. I just said, no, I can't, bro. I said, because it's like
fake.
now you want to talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, why? Here's my thing. Why can't we just talk to why can't you just be friendly to just anybody? Why do they have to have a title in order for you to show them that respect?
You know, what's crazy is like a couple of times, you know, well, a few times, I never tell nobody I rap, ever. Like, if I meet somebody new, I never tell them I rap, dog, because I don't like that shit. Like as far as when somebody comes up to me and right away, it's cool, you rapping all that shit, you know, but like selling yourself to me, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, some people just try too hard, a little bit too hard, dog, you know? And I honestly, I don't know, maybe it's just me, dog. I'm not a hater or nothing, but I just don't, okay, dog, like me, I like to get to know people, dog, or when I meet somebody, I don't care about that shit, dog. I don't care, even people that have been established in the game and shit, dog. When I meet them, okay, homie, that only goes so far, dog, but who are you, though, homie? You know, that's the type of person I am, dog, you know? I want to know who that person is, dog. I look deeper into shit. So I don't do that, you know?
Right.
I don't tell nobody I'm rapping, and it's a trick, because some people, like, they'll find out though, you know, and they'll tell me, hey, fuck me and tell me you rap, dog, you know, fucking, your shit's dope, fool. That's right, homie, I appreciate that shit, but see, I don't know, dog, like, that's not all I am, homie, you know, I'm not a fucking one-trick pony, dog, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean? Fucking,
no, I get it, you know what, and many times if somebody doesn't recognize me, I will never, ever, because to me, that's like on some cocky shit or te crees mucho type of shit. Hey, everybody, I'm Tony. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, bro. I don't care about that. You know, my whole thing is this, that I have this platform and I want to help people reach that next level if possible with some type of exposure, with something, you know, with their music. And that's what this is for. And the sad part about it is that, like I was sharing with you earlier, is that I'm doing this and then I receive so much hate, but let me acknowledge the good. There's the love is overwhelming.
Yeah.
The love is overwhelming because these guys or girls or whatever, they're internet bangers, but everywhere I've gone, nobody has ever said nothing to me in person. Yeah. It's always been all love, you know, so it's just sad that it comes from our very own people. And I hope that hopefully one day that changes, man.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a trip though. Like how you said though. I always appreciate. Honestly, I feel like embarrassed sometimes. Like when people come up to me, you know, they recognize me and be like,
"It is embarrassing."
To me, it's embarrassing because like I'll be in some gutter ass places though. You know, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, what the fuck? Like, what's up, Shady Boy? You know, fucking, what you doing here, dog? Like, I live around here." No,
right, exactly.
You know what I mean? But like for real though, like. But I remember this one time though, you know, fucking, you know, I came up on some money and shit, you know, me and the homie came up and we went to Saboba Casino and we were right there and shit, you know, and all that day, like 3 people had came up to me, recognized me, you know, in different places and shit. And the homie, like, he knew that I rapped,
right,
you know, but we're doing some other shit together, you know, and fucking, he knew I rapped and shit, but he didn't really like think of it like that, you know. And we're just fucking throughout the day, dog, coming up, doing whatever we were doing. And then like a few people came up to me that they recognized me, and he's like, "What the fuck? Like, damn, fool, you're famous, huh?" Like, I guess, homie, you know. And then we end up at Soboba Casino, dog, and we're right there. I lose all the money, and fucking, I go outside and I'm smoking a cigarette with this fool, and some older homie and his son was like probably like 20 something years old, you know. This fool's older and shit, dog. I would think his son would have knew who I was, dog, you know. And fucking the older homie, he's walking by me and he sees me, he's like, "Shady boy," and he fucking goes like this and just hugs me, dog, you know. So I'm like, the fuck? And so I'm like, all right, you know, I'm like patting him on the back, all awkward and shit, like, all right, you know. And then fucking, or he's like, "Shady boy," he hugs me, he's like, "Can I hug you?" Like, this was already hugging me though, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, all right, homie, all right, whatever, you know. And he like tells his son, "Hey, you know who this is?" And his son's like, "Nah, homie, I don't know who the fuck this fool is," you know. He's like, "This is Shady boy right here, man." Fucking. And then after that, fucking, the homie wouldn't stop telling people, dog, like, "Hey, fool, this fool fucking, some fucking dude just hugged this fool out of nowhere, dog." Like, fucking,
right.
Like, people trip out on that shit, you know what? I feel like I'm grateful, you know, for shit like that, because I never thought that my music would ever...
Would touch people.
Yeah,
and that's what it did.
Yeah, would ever go beyond the city, you know?
Right.
I never thought it would ever be beyond the city, dog, and I trip out.
We've all thought like that, man, you know? I mean, like right now, we have at least 1,000 people live. Okay, now we're not talking about the live chat, just in general, subscribers, non-subscribers, or whatever. And believe me, I'm thankful for that, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, you know, sharing our stories here. But one thing I will say, that it's kind of an odd feeling, and I'm grateful. Believe me, I'm grateful. I could be out eating with my son, or sometimes I'll go out eat by myself, dinner or breakfast or whatever, and I'll always run into somebody. "Tony A," they'll say, the radio show or the rodeo, you know, like they'll say all kinds of crazy, the Tony A, the wizard, the imperial wizard, or the grand incredible, like, and I was like, yeah, man, everybody turns around, and then when it's time for my check, they've already paid. Like, I'll go to my sushi spots, I'll go to bars, I'll go to breakfast, and they've already paid it. And it's humbling.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it's humbling, and I want to thank them if they're watching, but sometimes you just feel some kind of way when... And there's I guarantee there's other people that possibly feel entitled, that they, you know, like people ought to pay. They expect shit like that, bro.
That's crazy though. But see, I don't know. Like I seen something in my last interview I did with my homeboy Javier, Incredible Javier.
Yeah. Much love, respect.
Yeah, much love and respect. That's my boy Cricket right there from the hood, dog. You know. But I seen something. Somebody said like, "Oh, these fools are just stroking his ego." Motherfucker, if I had an ego, I wouldn't say half the shit that I said, homie. You know what I mean? If I had an ego, I'd be putting up a front like I'm this and that, homie. And really, I mean, some people will say humble, homie, but it's not even humility, my boy. It's just that maybe I really don't think too highly of my motherfucking self, homie. Or maybe like for a long time, like how you say, you give a lot of shit away. Same with me, like I would jump on anybody's track back in the day, dog, just because I felt honored to be part of that shit, dog. You know what I mean? Just because these fools have big names or whatever, dog. You know what I mean? And I just felt like blessed to be on that track, dog. Or just because somebody wanted to do a song with me. In my mind, I'm thinking I ain't nobody, homie. I wouldn't even charge the motherfucker, dog. Right. For a long time, dog. You know, and then after that, like, and even to this day, there's still some people I won't charge, dog. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's the people that are coming up that ain't established, that don't have a gang of money. They're a working man, dog. You know what I mean? They, hey, homie, I get paid on this day, homie, you know? I don't have nothing right now, but you know what I mean? Like, don't even worry about it, my boy. Just get me when you can, if you can, dog. You know what I mean? It's all love, though. So I'll do it for the love, though, dog. Just because I remember when I was coming up, you know, and there were some rappers that I ain't gonna mention no names, dog, you know what I mean? But there were some rappers that are cool with me now, you know what I mean? But they don't remember back then, though, when I hit them up and they try to charge me $1,000 for a fucking feature, dog, or some shit like that. And I'm like, damn, homie, like, $1,000, dog, like, what the fuck? Like, you ain't fucking Pac, homie. Like straight up, I never paid fucking that much I paid for a feature before, dog, when I was younger and shit, dog. But like, these fools like try to overcharge me and shit, and then fucking when I got older or when I got established in the game, these fools don't remember that, though, you know? And I don't bring it up to them, dog. like I'm not that guy, dog. You know what I mean? I just shine them on though. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't do that shit like that, dog. I respect the motherfucker trying to come up, you know what I mean? And they got fucking lyrics, they got flow, dog. The reason why like Chicano rap always had a bad name, dog, is because the people that were the face of Chicano rap fucking were garbage, homie. Really, dog. A lot of them were garbage, homie. You know, in my opinion, I like hip hop. I like bars, dog. I like motherfucker that has something to say, homie. You know what I mean? Somebody that has real talent, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not somebody that just has the look and the style and fucking and just putting up a front, homie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't respect that, dog. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I feel like the music should speak for itself, dog.
Yes.
Fuck a gimmick. Fuck how you look, or fuck how you mean. Even how many followers you got. Fuck all that shit, dog. It goes whether you're lyric. Me, I'm a lyricist. I feel like I'm a lyricist, dog.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not a rapper. I'm more of a poet, in my opinion, dog. But so with that being said, I'm more of a lyricist, dog. So I listen to the lyrics, dog. Even I listen to some songs, and the beat could suck. It don't matter to me. I want to hear what they're saying, because at the end of the day, the beat shouldn't carry the artist, dog. It should be 50-50.
Right.
You know, it should complement each other, dog. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like back in the day, like a lot of the people that were the face of Chicano rap or fucking who were popping and who made Chicano rap fucking big, they really weren't even that dope, dog. You know what I mean? And fucking, I don't know, dog, like, man, I'm tempted to say some names right now, dog, but I'd rather not, though. You know what I mean? Just because I'm not a hater, homie.
Yeah, no,
You know?
it's going to come off as hate, and even though you may be speaking facts.
No, it's facts, though. It's real shit, though, dog. And let me just say, dog, like, I wish how I said, like, some people recognize me and fucking show me love, man. That's cool. I feel a little embarrassed because I'm like, who the fuck am I, dog, you know?
Right.
But I wish, like, some of these fucking fools that be talking shit, like that Hustle, whatever the fuck his name is on this live right now, dog, have a lot to say about me, dog. I wish that motherfucker would come up to me and say something to me, dog. I'll slap the shit out that dude, dog. Straight up, fool. Like at the end of the day, fuck the rap, you know what I mean? Fuck the music, dog, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's just who I am, homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anybody that knows me knows who I am, dog. Like I'll slap the shit out this dude, dog, but it is what it is, fool. Like, he's watching this shit, so he must be a fan, homie.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean?
You know, here's my thing.
And I hate to give the motherfucker like
clout.
Clout or any attention, whatever, but it's just my natural instinct, dog. Somebody talk shit.
Because you're confrontational.
Of course, yeah.
I'm the same way, man.
Like, I would rather homie would say that shit to me or get at me in my motherfucking DM, dog. Hit me up on Instagram.
Right.
Put on camera, whatever you want to do, dog. You can get your ass whooped on camera, dog. You know what I mean?
You heard it live here on Roadium Radio.
Yeah, so fucking hit me up, fool.
Well, you know, and here's the thing. At least the way I see it, no real gangster, or even if you're not a gangster, no real man that really feels that way would ever put it on there. He would rather just take it up with you.
Exactly. Say it to my face.
Yes, he'd rather just take it up with you. Say, you know what?
That's just being a man, homie.
Of course.
You know,
of course.
and that's why, like, I trip out on that shit, and it kind of irks me, dog, because I know that it just irks me for somebody to say something to me and me not be able to fucking,
of course,
to be able to get my get back, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? It irks me, dog, but
Right.
but I mean, I can't.
And that's what they do best. They hide behind the phone. That's what they do. And believe me, I know plenty of people like that. We call them finger bangers. You know, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So and
that's whack though, man. That's a whack existence though. Like I trip out like even on the comments on YouTube or something, like talking all this shit, but you watch the whole video.
Video, yeah.
I still got paid for it too. Like you watch the video and I got paid for it, dog. So say whatever you want, my boy, you know. But like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense to me, dog.
Right.
Because I don't know. I wouldn't never think to, like, if I see a video I didn't like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and fucking dog the motherfucker for it, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, why go out of your way to say the video suck, you suck, you this, but yet you watched it all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh well.
Basically, you put money in their pocket too, dog.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Exactly.
I just never been a hater, dog. I never been a hater, even if people that I don't like, dog. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, dog, I don't wish bad upon them, homie, because they don't really mean that much to me, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? Obviously, if somebody means, if you're sitting there and fucking putting in time, dog, to watch what the fuck they're doing, and then fucking comment on that shit, dog, and give your opinion, homie, then fucking you're a critic, fool. Like, you're a fan, low key, dog. That right there, dog. I feel like that's what do you say is disguised fucking admiration, homie.
He's probably a butthurt fan. We don't know.
Hey, but that's what it is. It's disguised admiration, dog.
Yeah. You know, I had a couple of questions that I wanted to ask you before we go to break. We got a couple of minutes left. And let me ask you this question right here. And give me your best answer. If you can go back and speak to your younger self as a teenager, or you choose at whatever point you want, what would you tell him? If you can go back and speak to your younger self, what would you tell him? And then I'll tell you what I would tell myself.
Okay. I guess, like I said earlier, though, like not everybody in your circle is your friend. You know, it's really, but it's sad to say, dog, but you can't trust nobody, dog.
Yeah.
You know, that, honestly, man, like if I could go back, I never would have tried drugs.
Okay.
You know, never do that shit, dog. One thing, another thing too is knowledge is power, as cliche as that sounds, you know. Yeah. The more you know about everything and anything and everything, dog, the better you'll be able to handle yourself in any situation. You know, I guess another thing too is just like somebody once told me, you know, never be ashamed of your battle scars, and sometimes, you know, like just certain things that I've gone through in my life, dog, battle scars meaning like my experiences, you know, certain things that have gone through in my life, you know, I never been able to let go. And it molded me into who I am, you know, and I still can't let it go, you know, and it robs me of certain moments and shit, you know, and certain things, though, you know. I just honestly, man, I have a whole lot that I would tell myself, you know, back then, because I have a whole lot of I can't say regrets, even though I want to say regrets, you know, but really, I mean, you can't live your life regretting shit, dog. You know, you gotta do what you feel is right in your heart in the moment, dog, and enjoy life. And honestly, I give better advice than I take. You know what I mean? I say that, but I don't always do that, dog. You know, and just I don't know, man. Like I still feel like, honestly, that picture, my album cover. That's the boy inside the man, you know what I mean? And there is still that little boy inside of me, homie. Like I still feel hurt about certain things, homie, you know, and I can't shake it, dog. I can't shake it, homie. I'm still a man though, you know, but there is a part of me that's still immature as fuck, you know. I'm 30-some years old, dog, and I still run the streets, you know what I mean? 30-some years old, dog, and my mind state, like, certain things, dog, like I was telling my homegirl the other day. Well, I tell you, I said something about like, man, my back hurts, you know. I said something, you know, and then like after a little bit of time, she said, hey, have you ever done any stretches? I said, yeah, I did like 4 years and shit, dog, you know. And then she started busting up, dog. And then I thought that was my real reaction to what the fuck she was saying, you know. Like I don't know, like I wish I could just being normal, homie, like honestly, but hey, that's real shit though. Like the rappers want to be the gangsters, dog, and the gangsters want to be the square. And that's where I'm at, dog. Like I wish I could be square, dog. I wish I could be fucking some other dude, dog. You know what I mean? But it's I don't know. It's just not in me, dog. Like
okay. Now here's another one. Mine would be, if I can go back, talk to myself, I would say listen to your mother, because I've said this before. I was raised right, but I chose to do wrong all on my own. Yeah. You know, and that's one thing that I live with, you know, listen to your mother, you know. And I always tell individuals, you know, to honor their father and their mother.
Yeah, man, because, you know, like, I remember a few times, you know, a couple of my homies, you know, that would be getting at their mom disrespectful as fuck, you know, and I'll check them, dog. Yeah. I'll check them because I feel disrespecting my damn self, homie. You know, I'll tell him, like, hey, my boy, like, that's your motherfucking mom, homie. Like, yes. Like, you don't know when your mom's gonna go, dog. Right. You know, I wish I could have my motherfucking mom right here, homie. Of course. You know, you don't talk to your mom like that, my boy. You know, and I got into it with a few people like that, dog. You know, but I don't care though. That's one thing I was always taught. You know, you do whatever you feel is right in your heart, homie, and no one can ever tell you that you're wrong. Right. You know, so that was in my heart, though. I felt personally disrespected, dog, because I don't know, your mom should be your queen, homie.
Of course.
No matter what she's done, no matter what mistakes she, you know what I mean, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your mom's, dog. You know what I mean? And man, dog, like just my mom's. One thing I always think about, like my mom, the way she grew up, the way she was, you know, my mom has seen some things, dog. My mom had been in a lot of in conversations with her, dog. Like she's been in a lot of situations or seen a lot of things that I really wish I wish she never did, you know. And one thing that always bothers me is that my mom never got to see me make it this far, dog. But you know what's crazy though is when it was still my dream, you know. I was barely making music in that placement, you know, and my mom used to tell all her friends I was a rapper. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, my son's a rapper, you know, this and that. She used to tell me back then it was the oldie beats and shit, you know,
Right.
Capone was doing all them oldie beats and shit, you know, Little Rob and shit, and she used to give me some rare ass oldies, like, hey, you know, like do something to this,
Yeah,
you know,
flip this
like,
one.
yeah, and she did, dog, you know, and fucking, I remember that shit, man. She had some good ass suggestions, though. Like she knew music, dog.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was like, it's crazy, and like I said earlier, you know, like we never talked about like why or why I was in the situation I was in, none of that shit, you know, until right before she died. And that was the first time, you know, she's the one who brought it up, and it's because I called my homegirl mom. You know, my homegirl, everyone called her mom. That was the hood mom and shit, you know, and
Right.
And my mom wanted me to stay with her. She told me to stay with her on New Year's. And I did. I didn't want to, but I did. I was supposed to go out and party with the homies, and she was on a home pass. And I stood with her. She said, well, it's going to be my last year here. You don't know if it's going to be my last year here. Then on my birthday, it was 13 days later. And same shit. She wanted me to fucking stay with her, dog. And I told her, like, man, Mom, you always say that shit, Mom.
Right.
About her being her last year here, you know. Like, I want to go hang out with my friends, you know. So I called the homegirl, like, I'm on my way. And I called her mom and shit. And my mom, like, she looked like this, like, through the corner of my eye, I just see her head turn fast as fuck, you know.
Right.
And I knew she was gonna say something, you know. And I just got up and left. She was talking to me, and I just got up and left. I didn't want to hear it. When I came back, she just told me, like, she was crying and shit, and she just told me, like, come here, you know. She's like, man, I never had a mom, you know. I don't even know what it's like to be a mom.
Right.
But there's still time for me to be your mom, you know. And that was like the first time we ever had that conversation and shit, though, and fuck, you know. But you know, like, that's another thing. If I could say anything, you know, like, just appreciate, you know, if you got a mom that's still breathing and shit, you know, if you still got your mom, you know, like, if you're watching this, you know, tell her how much she means to you, you know, how much you appreciate her, whatever, you know, because you never know when she won't be here no more. And one thing I never told nobody either, though, is like, I wasn't even there when my mom died, homie. They let me out on a 2-week home pass, and when she was in the hospital, and I would go to the hospital a couple of times, you know, whatever. I didn't like seeing my mom like that, you know. My mom had AIDS and everything, you know, so I would have to go to this little room first and put on fucking a gown and all this shit, gloves, fucking mask, all this shit on your head, you know, before I could even see my mom, you know. And it used to make me mad because I'm like, that's my mom, homie. I'm not scared of her. Like, what the fuck, fool, you know what I mean? But so I remember, man, she had this thing in her fucking nose and her throat, and she was still like coherent, you know. And they told us like to tell her it's okay to go. You know, I didn't want to tell my mom that, you know, but everybody was telling her that shit, you know. And I was thinking to myself, like, fuck it, like if that's what's best for her, you know, so that way she don't suffer, you know. And I remember telling her, like, Mom, it's all right to go, you know. And she just kept saying, like she was scared, homie. My mom was scared, dog, you know. And it was fucked up to see her like that, you know. But then they told us that she was getting better and to start looking to a nursing home or whatever, because she was going to need like 24-hour care, you know. So when they said that, then I fucking ran amok, you know. I had 2 weeks to myself, dog, you know. So I started running around the hood, running amok. And I remember I hadn't seen my mom for like 4 days. And then I told my homegirl, she take me to go see my mom's and shit. And it's just so happy, you know, we pull up and my stepdad and my aunt are right there in the parking lot, Greater Almani. I see them right there in the parking lot and shit, you know, we pull up. And I never forget, homegirl was bumping Sad Girl, that oldie Sad Girl. And I hopped off the car and they were right there. They weren't crying or nothing, you know, they were just right there and shit, you know, and I just gave my auntie a hug. I shook my stepdad's hand, whatever, you know. I just what's up? Where's my mom? How's my mom? You know, all the transferring her, you know. Oh, where they gonna take her to? You know, they're just telling us looking in a nursing home, whatever, you know. And they're taking her to the morgue, you know. Like, mommy died. So what the fuck? I remember that shit tripped me the fuck out, you know. So like I said, man, if you got your moms, you know, give her a hug right now, you know, or call her and tell you love her, dog, because you never know.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're going to come right back, and I have a couple of more questions that I want to ask you. But I'm glad that you're sharing. I'm glad you're opening yourself up, and you're encouraging others to honor their parents, you know, their mother. Because, like, again, just like you, I don't have my mother here anymore. And believe it or not, it's a wound that never really quite ever heals. So once again, everybody, call somebody, text somebody. You know the rest. See you back in 10 minutes.
1, 2, 1, 2. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium swap meet, man, to pick up one of the NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man.
That's my man throwing down.
Hey, Mom, what's for dinner? Hey, Tony, drop that. What, bass?
I bet.
My name is the Croft, the C-R-A-W-F-O-R-D, the poet high C. Tony A, the wizard, just as cool as a visit. Picking out his tongue, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Oops, I'm sorry, homie, I didn't mean to say that. Steve is in the house, come on, won't you play that funky dope beat? You know you gotta throw me some Stanless ass crop coming straight from the Roadium.
You are now about to witness
Tony A.
Get funky.
Tell them where you from.
You don't think I'm living, well, fuck you.
Cool on a Saturday night in LA. Yo, feeling kinda fancy. Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Wear my jeans and like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Disruptions is horrible, nourish not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby. Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ, get the fuck out. Tony A.
What did you say your name was? What did you say?
Tony A.
I have won 1 million battles. Lights, cameras, action, sound. Give me that mic, I'm about to go down. Thinking of a master plan.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Yo, right about now, Dr. Dre is in effect. Cold tearing shit up with my man Steve at the Roadium swap meet. And we here to lay it on the line. To all them sucker niggas out there claiming our tapes and shit, we just got one thing to say.
Live at your boy, your ass is mine. Live at your boy, your ass is mine. Live at your boy, your ass is mine.
Yeah! Now my name is Dr. Dre. 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 Went to a party in West LA. Wanna learn a new dance, that's what you say. Well, here's a new dance that can't be matched. So just step to the floor and do the cabin.
Here it come, here it come, here it kitty come, come. Here it come, here it come, here it kitty come, come.
Yo, this is how I see it, Tony A, chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch, the shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh as this week across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a gram.
Yo, her, take it from the top.
Take that shit, new chump.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 183. And I want to thank everybody who's liked, subscribed, disliked, commented, live chat, whatever. Anybody who called somebody, anybody who slapped somebody, I want to thank you for being on. Other than that, I'm going to start drinking. So if we throw out names, then we do.
Yeah.
If we don't, we don't. But anyways, we're back with Shady Boy. I'm about to pour a shot, and I'm going to take one. Take one for the team. It's nice and cold. Okay. I sip mine, but I'll still toast with you. Okay, here we go to a long and prosperous life.
Always.
Here we go. Okay. So now, let's pick it up where we left. Oh, you know what? But let me make an announcement because before I forget. First of all, I want to bring up the Mr. D meet and greet August 14th. Go on my Instagram or go on my Facebook, and it has the location. It's going to be in Cudahy. I don't know the address off the top of my head, but I'll be releasing more and more flyers on the location. Salvi, I want to give credit to Salvi Mommy because the Salvi Mommy's pretty much pop up there in this warehouse. I guess she said it fits about 400 people in there. There's going to be a lot of people coming through. We're going to have the singles, 2 full songs on a single. His glossy, his poster. I'm going to have stuff for mine there. I'm also going to be there. But I said that to say this, that he's the guy that brought me out of retirement, and I'm thankful for that.
That was dope, man.
Yes.
I like his wordplay, dog. His vernacular, you know what I mean?
Yes.
His vocabulary is not like the average and shit. You know, I like that shit, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
I listened to a couple of his songs and shit, and it was pretty dope, man. Shout out to that fool, you know?
Thank you, man.
I don't know homie, but shout out to him, dog.
You know, I'll tell you one thing about him that I really, really enjoy. Kind of makes me feel all young again. And I'll tell you what it is. He'll write a song. He'll call me. Goes, hey, can I rap it for you?
Yeah.
I mean, who does that today? You know. So much love to him. But
he's hungry,
yes, very, very hungry.
And you know what? And I always see visuals of him, dog. You know what I mean? Videos and shit. You know, and that's really what's important, dog.
Yes.
To be relevant or to be a household name, dog. Is to constantly your face being shown, dog, you know, so he's doing it right, dog, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
And like I said, his vernacular, homie, is it's not like no swap me rapper, no nothing like that, you know what I mean? Like you see he has the older estilo and shit, dog, you know what I mean? As far as the way he dresses and whatnot, you know, but it's a step ahead though, homie, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like I said, back in the day, a lot of the Chicano rappers, you know, they were trying to be what gangbanging was in the 90s and shit, dog, you know, and they were not really living up to that, dog, you know what I mean, which was all bad, homie. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because back in the day, there was no PC, there was no fucking, you know what I mean, motherfuckers were constantly testing each other, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there was really no fucking busters, no weenies and shit, dog, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then the Chicano rap, you know, the people that were well known or whatever, you know what I mean, had that fucking look and had that style, but then they will get called out on their bullshit, dog. You know what I mean? And it made us look bad, dog. It made Chicano rap look bad, dog. So like I'm always skeptical when I see shit like that. When I see somebody dressed like that or whatever, you know, and then but to see what homie came with though, dog. Honestly, I was impressed with him, dog. You know what I mean? And so shout out to him, dog. And like I say, I like what he's doing, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's constantly new shit, constantly new videos, you know what I mean? And you can tell homie has a good stilo about him, dog.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We're looking into filming his next video at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. August, yeah.
That's your artist?
August. Yes.
Yeah? Oh,
yes.
that's right.
Yeah. It's me, him, and his manager. And, you know, all I'm doing is just pointing the way. You know, his success is my pay, but
that's right.
With that being said, I got a couple of other artists that I'm working with. Like for an example, Erica and Bella. Have you heard of the young Chicana Bella? She's
she's a rapper. Yeah,
she's a rapper.
Yeah, she's dope. She's dope.
Her manager's a very good friend of mine, Erica B&B Entertainment, and I'm gonna be doing one track for her by the end of this year because my drum machine should be here soon. And for those of you that know drum machines, I got the S2400. It's like the new SB1200 for those of you that are into drum machine and are drum machine geeks. I'm doing a song for Bella. And we talked today, and said we're gonna start working. We're gonna do some work
That's
together.
dope, man. She's dope. One thing I've always been skeptical, like with female rappers, you know, or I've always been hesitant to to listen to that shit, you know, because most of the time though, when the female raps, they rap about their pussy and shit like that, you know, because sex sells.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
But when somebody raps about something other than that, you know, what something with real substance,
Right.
To me that stands out with me, and homegirl fucking
Right.
stands out to me, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. You're
She
right.
does, dog. You know, what I mean? She has a good lyrical flow, dog. Like it's dope. You know.
And so do you, and that's why me and you talked, and we said we were gonna start working on something.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So by the end of the year, you know, hopefully everything. If my drum machine gets here on time, because they said it was like a 2 to 3 month delay, but I'm hoping it'll be here by next month, because I think I already have like over a month that I've ordered it, but because it's been back ordered.
You order that shit from Wish or what? Wish? Hey,
yeah.
Wish.
From Big Lots.
Yeah, nah. Hey,
No.
but hey, Wish, I remember I ordered something from some lockpick shit, dog. You know what I mean? And fucking that shit took like fucking 2 months to get to me, dog. I forgot all about that shit.
No, this was in back order because so many people want to buy it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I'll be honest. I can't use a laptop to do beats. I'm a boom 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 cat cat boom boom. You know, I'm one of
Yeah.
those guys, bro. So expect some dope shit from Tony A and Shady Boy.
Most definitely.
This year, at least one track, so you can see what we can do.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we may do that Mama
We're
song.
gonna do some legendary shit,
Yeah,
dog.
hell
Most
yeah,
definitely.
hell yeah. You got my word here, live on Roadium Radio. We're gonna make that shit work. So now, I had a couple of other questions that I want to ask you before we get into the new album that you're working on right now, because you are working on a new album.
Yeah. With the devil look.
Yes, and then I want to talk about that title. So eventually, so here's my second question for you: if you could sit down with anyone for 1 hour and talk for 1 hour, who would it be? It could be past or present, deceased or alive. It could be anyone for 1 hour. Say, imagine you walk into the park, nobody's there, there's a bench, and you sit down, and then this person comes up and sits down right next to you. Any person.
Famous or not famous?
Doesn't matter.
Man, that's a tough one, you know, because there's so many people I could think of, man. Man, honestly, I don't mean to be biased, you know, but like, of course, my mom's, man. Like, if I could just have an hour with her, you know, like that would be dope as fuck. But I mean, I think that would be the obvious, you know. So aside from that, you know, and I don't know, though. Like, I think Kurt Cobain.
Kurt
Cobain, dog. Just because, like, I don't know if he really did kill himself, you know, but like, homie was great.
Yeah.
You know, he was great, you know, and to not know his worth and to go out the way he did, you know, because I'd be lying if I say that I don't think about that shit all the time, you know.
Right.
You know, and it's not like, I don't know, I'm not a weak ass motherfucker, dog. You just sometimes, you know, life is unbearable, homie. Like, I did this poem, right? I wrote this poem, and it starts out. It says, "Can we shareable or can you spareable?" It says, "My smiles become unwearable. My life story ain't no parable. In fact, I know it ends terrible." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I think about.
That was nice, man.
Yeah. No.
Can you say that again?
It says, "Can we shareable or can you spareable? My smiles become unwearable. My life story ain't no parable. In fact, I know it ends terrible." It goes on though. The whole thing rhymes with that same thing though, you know.
Yeah.
But like real shit. Like, I don't know. I don't really. I don't know what I'm fucked up inside, you know.
Right.
Basically, like, I don't know. Maybe it's my upbringing or whatever it is though, but I know I feel certain things, you know, and I think certain things, I don't think I'll ever go through with that, dog, just because I have children, you know, and I feel like that's a cowardly way of going out, you know, like you can't, basically, it's too much heat in the kitchen, homie, so you're trying to get out the kitchen, you know, like me, I feel like I've conquered everything that's come at me so far, dog, you know, like, God always got me, you know.
Yes.
So. But there's sometimes though there's some moments where
moments of weakness.
Yeah, moments of weakness where it really gets to me, dog. You know, and I fight, like, I have a lot of demons, homie. I have a lot of demons, dog. And I don't know, like, that man right there, I feel like he had a lot of demons, you know, and he never knew his worth. You know, but there's so many people I could think of, though, like Tupac, like, honestly, like, I never had a dad, you know, and if you ask my kids who their dad is or who their grandpa is, they'll say Tupac, you know, because I say that's my dad, you know, that's who raised me. You know what I mean? I tell my kids that, like, that's who raised me, dog, you know what I mean? Like, but not just, like, the thug shit, though, dog. It was the perseverance, homie, the how do you say, the versatility, homie, the way, basically, like how he said, a rose that grew from concrete, you know. I got wildflower tatted on my hand, you know, I'm from Florida, dog, and we call ourselves wildflowers, but a wildflower doesn't need the sunlight to grow. They don't need water and shit like that. A wildflower grow in the grimiest places, dog. You know what I mean? Because it's like, to me, a wildflower is a symbol of perseverance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I'm meant to persevere no matter what, dog. You know what I mean? And the struggle is beautiful, dog. The struggle is beautiful, you know? Honestly, look, if people living, dog, like J. Cole. J. Cole's another person, man, just because I like hip hop. I love that his mind state, Immortal Technique, you know? The shit that they say, like, their mind state, dog, I admire that shit, man. Like, I listen to that shit and I admire that shit. Just, I've never been that type of person where like, I don't know, like, I'm a fucking cold-hearted ass motherfucker, you know? There's been times where I felt that, you know? I felt like, you know, certain things happened and it made me cold-hearted towards that, you know? But in actuality, you know, I feel like I'm like how there's empathy, you know. I feel shit. I feel other people's pain, dog. Like, you know, I feel my own pain, dog. Like, that's one thing I feel like I have that shit, like, it's strong with me, dog. You know what I mean? And I wish it wasn't, though. You know what I mean? But so I admire that shit. Like J. Cole, man. J. Cole has a lot of shit to say, dog. Like that song "Love Yours." You know, when he talks about like the people in your house and shit, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the people, as long as the people inside that motherfucker love you dearly, dog, you know, that shit means, to me, that shit means the most to me, dog, because I never had that love, you know what I mean, or that, I don't know, that type of shit means a lot to me, dog, so that would be one of them, you know. Pac, like I said, dog, like, I admire that man's mind, you know what I mean, he was so young, homie, he was so young, and he had a dope-ass mind, dog. His mom was a Panther, homie, like I said in the last interview here. You know, imagine the conversations that were said in his household, homie, you know? Yeah. He was a revolutionary, dog. I admire shit like that, dog, because the world's a fucked up place right now, homie. Yeah. I mean, it always has been, but it's way worse right now, dog, and only we could change it, you know? A lot of shit that's going on right now is going on because we accept that as our reality, homie, and we really shouldn't, dog. You know what I'm saying? With the government, with all kinds of shit, look at with COVID-19 and all this shit, dog. All that shit was a tactic for people to lose their businesses, homie. Because before they were independent, you mean they didn't have to rely on the government. They had their own money, dog. You know what I mean? Small businesses and shit like that. Then when this shit came out, it was a way for them to take your money from you, your wealth. You mean take your business from you, and now you depend on the government. You know what I mean? And now you don't have independence no more. You depend on the government, and they took away that class right there. So it's the government, it's high class, there's no middle class, then it's low class, you know what I mean? And it's basically slave class, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just fucking, I don't know, I believe in shit like that, dog. Like I believe the real shit, dog. Like that's really what's going on behind the scenes and shit, dog. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't address that shit. A lot of people don't think about that shit or talk about that shit, but that shit is real, dog. The government that we have right now is grimy, homie. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, since we're on that subject. Do you think, well, Alex, do me a favor, get him a napkin, please. Do you think things are going to get better or things are going to get worse? Let's just look at the facts. Okay, look. Not that we're a doom and gloom type of people, but
a realist, though. You know, as a realist, I think.
There you go, homie.
I think that things are going to get worse if we continue to allow it to get worse, dog.
Yes.
At the end of the day, dog, there's more of us than them, homie. At the end of the day, dog, we're resilient in ourselves, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we should all be anarchists or whatever, dog, but at the same time, dog, like look at the police, dog. Look at the way they treat us, homie.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And they get away with that shit, dog. They legally have the license to kill us, dog. And they use that shit, dog. Shit like that, dog. Like, honestly, I would like to see more people beating the shit out of these motherfuckers, dog. Like, rather than just standing back and letting it happen, homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times they're wrong, dog. You know what I mean? Right. They're in the wrong, dog. And like me, I get pulled over all the time just because of the way I look. So COVID-19, I love the fact that I get to wear a mask and shit, dog. Straight up. Because I was on the run and I wouldn't have been fucking free for that long if it wasn't for me being able to wear a mask and a hat and all that shit, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's sad that I can't even fucking walk around without getting put over. Why? Because all they have to do is say I fit the description.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And
a Mexican guy with tattoos.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I knew what it was when I got the tattoos, you know what I'm saying? But still, it shouldn't be like that, though.
Right.
It shouldn't be like that, dog, where they don't have no probable cause and they'll still come up in your shit, dog, and they'll still arrest you. Yeah, you'll get out for whatever, but see, like me, I got my nose broken. I got tasered in my back when I was already handcuffed. I got the shit beat out of me, dog, and I got out 3 days later because it was detention, not an arrest, because they didn't have a warrant to even be there. But they beat the fuck out of me, though, still, dog. You know what I mean? Like, it made me hate fucking the police, dog.
Right.
And not only that, like the shit that I seen, dog, the shit that I seen and the shit that has happened to me, dog, is not right. But nobody polices the police. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it ain't gonna get better until we actually stand up and do something about it, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me share something with you that a cop shared with me. I'm not gonna say where I was, but I was invited to a party maybe about 6-7 years ago. And we were all there drinking. Everybody was getting buzzed and everything like that. And it was this one white guy. He just looked like he didn't fit in because there was all Raza, maybe a couple of blacks, but one white guy. And at the very end, I asked my boy who invited me, I said, you know, who's that gabacho right there? And he said, oh, that's my homeboy. You know, he's my neighbor, lives a couple of houses down. He's a cop. And I said, no shit. You know, I said, okay, cool. Now, so what I did, I started taking tequila shots with him, you know, because most guys that get drunk tell the fucking truth.
Yeah.
So here we go. Some more truth serum.
Yeah.
So this is liquid lie detector. So what happened was this. We started talking, and help yourself whenever you like. We started talking, and I asked him this. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He was fucked up. And I said, I just have one question to ask you. Like, what made you become a cop? He goes, oh, who told you I was a cop? Oh, you know, Fernando did. And he was like, oh, okay. He said, do you want to know the truth or do you want me to lie to you? That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I said, I just want to know the truth. And he said, because in school I always got picked on, so I wanted to fight back. He said, and this badge gives me the right to kick your ass. That's what he said.
And that's real shit. You know, a lot of these cops, they hold a grudge from when they were growing up and they used to get their ass whipped by my homies and shit, you know, and now all of a sudden they're gang unit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And not only because they whoop our ass, you know, but like me personally, when I went on the run a while, like 2 times ago, you know what I mean? I went on the run because the officer, illegal search and seizure, they hit a motel room that wasn't even in my name or nothing like that, but I was in there.
Uh-huh.
Because somebody told on me in the discovery, it says that somebody flagged him down on Valley Boulevard and said that I was in that room and that I had a firearm because they helped me move supposedly, and I had a firearm. Well, so I'm right there, dog. It's like fucking 8 o'clock in the morning, and I had just told my son, I was supposed to see him the day before. I was gonna go take him clothes shopping for school clothes shopping, and I didn't make it. You know, because whatever happened, you know, and I told him I was going to be back the next day, you know, I told him, I promise, Papa. He said, you promise, Dad? I said, I promise, Papa. I'll be there, I'm going to buy you a jacket, you know, whatever, you know, if you want a jacket. And fucking 8 o'clock in the morning, they fucking hit my room, dog, or they hit the room I was in. You know, it wasn't even in my name, it wasn't whatever, but I was in that room, dog, you know, and I was partying right there, spent the night, whatever, they hit that room, dog. And they got me with no warrant. No, nothing, but because somebody said I was right there, the person, see what fucked up though is the person that had the room was in their name, they had $100,000 warrant.
Wow.
So supposedly
that was you.
They were they were going there for that guy, but they knew that I was in there though, dog. You know, okay. So they all of a sudden the fucking room, the window slides open, And I wake up like, what the fuck? I'm asleep, you know. I wake up and I just wake up to a gun in my face, a gang of guns in my face, right? Telling me, let me see your hands, whatever, you know. So fucking whatever, they handcuffed me, fucking pulled me out. They were never looking for that other dude though, dog. They were looking for me, dog. You know, and they fucking ended up finding a firearm, and they took two vials of DNA from me. First, the nurse, it was fucking legit. The nurse took a DNA from when they're fingerprinting me. The nurse took my DNA, right? And then she fucking scanned the barcode, put it in this little kit, and it was legit. And then when they put me inside the interrogation room, because I didn't know what the fuck I was there for, they wouldn't tell me what I got arrested for. Normally, I'll say I don't want to talk without a lawyer, but I want to know what the fuck they got me busted for, dog. You know what I mean? So then I'm just right there waiting, and then they come in, right? And there's one gang unit officer that I don't know if it's true, because I don't know the dude, you know what I mean? But I used to hear that he used to get beat up by the homies back in the day, you know? So this officer, right? He tells me fucking basically fucking he needs my DNA. I say, you already got my DNA, and he pulls out a pre-roll container. You know the pre-roll, like from a dispensary. It's like a little thin ass fucking tube for the joint to go in. While he had a pre-roll container, but with a fucking Q-tip in it, and he pulls out the Q-tip. It looked nothing like what that lady had, dog. You know, and he pulls out that shit, and he says he needs my DNA. You know, and I back up from that fool because he tried to swab my mouth. I back up. I'm like, man, you already got my DNA, and he's like, well, I didn't get your DNA. I said, well, that lady did. He said, well, I didn't get your DNA. You know, so I said, well, I'm not going to give you another sample. And him and his partner jumped up. And he said, hey, well, by law, I have the right to take your DNA by force. So you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? Either way, I'm getting your fucking DNA from you.
By law?
By law, that they have the right to take my DNA, you know? And I didn't want to give it to them, you know, so they did whatever they did. They got my DNA, right? It was a DA reject because they didn't have a right to be there, you know what I mean? So I got out 3 days later, and 4 months later, my saliva came back on that gun, dog. My saliva of all things, like why am I gonna spit on a gun, homie?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So they fucking straight framed me. They straight set me up, dog. But see, they could do that shit and get away with it, dog.
Of course.
And that's not right, though, dog. Because nobody polices the police, dog.
Nobody polices the police.
And that's what's fucked up, dog. I think like. I don't know. I think we should all be held. If we're held accountable for some shit, dog, for murder and shit like that, a lot of the shit that they do is fucking straight murder, dog. And the worst that happens is they get fucking paid leave or some shit like that, dog. You know what I mean? Nothing ever really happens to them, dog, because they all have each other's back, and that's what's fucked up, homie.
You're right. You're right, and it's true. And when he shared that with me.
But I will say this though, dog. I've never met a good cop in my life, dog. But I've met fair cops. And I met bad cops, dog. A fair cop is like somebody that pulled me over and I wasn't doing nothing really wrong, you know what I mean? Or I didn't have nothing, you know what I mean? And they didn't try to make my day harder, homie. And they, okay, bam, be on your way, dog. But then I met some cops where I wasn't doing shit and they fucking made it seem like I was doing some shit and busted me anyway, dog. Right. I mean, I've never met a good cop in my life, but I will say there are some cops that are fair cops, dog. You know what I mean? Right. And at the end of the day, dog, like, you know, and just like how they treat us, dog, as a whole, if they see me but they treat us how all gang members are, just like I'm gonna say, fuck the police anyway, though, dog. Right. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're from the same organization. You know what I mean? They're still part of that, though, dog. Right. So fuck the police anyway, dog. but you know what? I have met some fair cops, though, dog. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen that movie Up in Smoke?
Yeah, Cheech and Chong, yeah.
That's about the only time I've ever seen a fair cop. Remember when they pulled him over, and he goes, "You gonna eat that hot dog?"
Nah, I remember that shit. It's been a long time since I've seen that shit, dog. That already sounds funny.
And he goes, "No," and he goes like, "Can I have it?" And they give it to him, and the motherfucker leaves. He pulled them up for no reason. He smells the truck because the truck is up in smoke.
Yeah.
And he gets fucking high.
The weed and shit. Yeah, he got the munchies.
That's about the only time I ever seen a fair cop, bro. So up in smoke, you're gonna eat the hot dog. So
now you know what though? Why I say that too? Why I say that though, dog, is because there's this one cop. You know, he's a gang unit in my city, dog. And that day though that I said I got busted, you know, and I was supposed to see my son. You know, I promised my son, man. You know, and when I get to the station, I'm telling him, I'm like, hey, bro, can I get my kid's mom's number out of my phone, bro?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know her number. Like these days, you know what I mean? It's a different era. You know, I I fucking punch in the number and I save it and I never see it again, homie. So I don't know her fucking number, homie. You know, can I get my baby's mom's number, bro? Please, dog. You know, and he's like, he's not fucking with me though, you know. And he's like, whatever, man, just make it quick, you know, hurry up. So he gives me my phone. I turn it on, and right when it turns on, dog, it starts ringing, homie, and it's my kid's mom's number, dog. And I say, bro, I said, look, it's my kid's mom's number, man. Can I let her know I'm in jail? You know, and then fucking that fool's like, put on speakerphone. Like, he wants to know it's my kid's mom. He's telling me, you're fucking pushing it. Put on speakerphone. Whatever. Put on speakerphone, you know, and instead of my kid's mom, it's my son, dog. And my son says, Dada, where you at? And man, that shit hurt me, homie. I got choked up, you know, and I said, Papa, like, damn, daddy can't come, Papa, you know. And then fucking my kid's mom takes the phone from my son. And she's just like, motherfucker. And she starts talking all kinds of shit to me because I just left him hanging the day before, dog, because of the car trouble, whatever, you know. And I'm telling her, I said, hey, man, I'm busted, man. Like I didn't mean to, you know, I'm busted, man, you know. And then she's like, motherfucker, they don't let you fucking have a phone in jail, you know. And then that fool tells him, hey, this is Detective so-and-so, you know, we do have him right here. She hung up on that fool. You know, right away when she heard that fool, she hung up on him, you know. And then I was like, man, that shit hurt me, homie, you know. So it shed a tear, homie. I shed a tear because that's my son, homie. Yeah. And I felt like I let him down, dog. I did let him down, you know, and I promised him, homie, you know, and I broke my promise to him, and it really hurt me. That's the only thing about the whole situation that got to me, dog. I'm used to being in jail, dog. Like I said, I've been in the system, all that shit. And that time, been juvenile hall, all that shit, dog. So honestly, I feel more comfortable. I feel like that's when I don't have to worry about nothing when I'm in jail, dog. So that was nothing to me, dog. But it was hurting my son, dog, or lying to my son in a way without meaning to, you know, that really got to me. And then that fool told me, he's like, I said, I shed a tear real quick, you know, and I looked at him, I said, hey, man, you didn't see shit, dog. Something like that. I was mad. I was like, man, you didn't see shit. And he said, man, I'm a father too, man. You know, he said, that's fucking sad, man. I'm going to tell you like this, from a man to man, not even a cop to a gang member. I'm going to tell you from a man to a man, homie. He's like, do whatever you got to do to be that fucking dude with the beard that was his son's baseball coach. Yes. Do whatever you got to do to be that guy. He's like, and with all due respect, get the fuck out of Almani. You know, and I didn't really know what to say to him at that time because I felt disrespected, you know what I mean? And just because I got busted for no reason, you know what I mean? And all that shit, you know, I was like, man, fuck you, homie. But in the end, that fool didn't really have to tell me that shit, dog, you know what I mean? So and whenever that officer pulled me over, he never really fucked with me, dog. You know what I mean? So that's, when I say a fair cop, I'm really talking about that dude, dog. Of course. You know what I mean? Of course. But fuck the police anyway, though, homie. You know what I mean? Because they all fucking, at the end of the day, dog, they all have the same fucking agenda, dog, and it's to get us off the streets anyways, dog. Yeah. Really. And it's fucked up, dog, that they could get away with doing what the fuck they do, dog. Yeah. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, homie, he's still part of that, dog, so fuck him, dog. But like I said, dog, I'm the type of person, I see things, I look deeper into things, dog. You know what I mean? To me, it would be ignorant of me just to say, oh, fuck, you mean that whole fucking thing when there are some people that are fair, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like I said, fuck whatever they stand for as far as the way they police us. You know what I mean? But there are good people, dog. Like as far as gang members, there's good people, dog. We're not all fucking bad seeds, dog. We're not all ignorant, homie. It's that new shit. It's that new generation shit, dog. That's ignorant, homie. But I don't know, homie. Like the way I say, I don't feel like I'm a bad seed like that, dog. You know what I mean? Right. I try to give hope to the hopeless, homie. You know what I mean? Even though I feel hopeless, dog, I try to give hope to the hopeless, dog. I try to be a voice, homie. Yeah, try to be a voice to the people that feel like they ain't got no voice, homie. Right. You know what I mean? Because I grew up like that. I grew up feeling hopeless. I grew up feeling like I wasn't shit, dog. Because the people that supposedly love me let me know that I wasn't shit, dog. You know what I mean? But I feel some sort of accomplishment, dog, with what I've done. If I die today, dog, then I could die knowing that I at least helped somebody, homie. So I can't die happy, but I could die content.
And that's a beautiful feeling.
It is, dog.
It's a beautiful feeling.
It is. I feel some sort of fulfillment.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because at least, I don't know, I feel like I left my mark, homie. And I don't think I'll ever know really what I'm worth until I'm dead. Because you're nobody till somebody kills you, dog, and that's when people bring you flowers, you know?
Or if you're alive, you're nobody until somebody makes a video of you. So that's all I'm going to say. Okay, my next question is...
What's up?
If you had one, who is your hero?
Man, dog. Who's my hero? I don't know. I feel like it's pretty like shallow of me to say that I can't really say I have one, you know, because I know that I've experienced a lot of good people in my life. You know, I've experienced a lot of bad people in my life, but I'd be lying if I say that I never experienced good people, you know, because I have, dog. There's good people that like nobody is self-made, my boy. In my opinion, everybody had help somewhere along the road, no matter who the fuck they are, no matter what the fuck their struggle was or what they had to do to get there. You know, there was somebody that lent a helping hand around along the way, homie, you know, and nobody's self-made, my boy. And I would hate to leave those people out, dog, you know what I mean? But as far as like, who's my hero, you know, I maybe it's my negative mind state. Like I said, I'm still like, I'm still immature in a lot of ways, dog, you know, like I don't ever see myself ever not running the streets, shit like that, you know. And even though I've had so many good people that have tried to steer me away from that, you know, I just never listen because I don't know, like that's just me, you know.
Yeah. So
I don't mean to like downplay what anything that anyone else has done, you know. But I can't really say like I have really like a hero, you know. But I don't know, like I have people that I look up to. You know, and like my cousin Cougar, Big Cougar from the hood, like that's one of them, you know, that's one person that I've always looked up to just because of the type of man that he is, the type of mindset that he has, you know, just how strong he is. And I've seen him go against like some of the baddest motherfuckers, dog, you know, and he went against them like they were nothing. You know, and it always made me look up to him, though, you know. So I would say my cousin Cougar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Here's another one. It might be a little odd, but I just want to ask. What is your biggest fear? Now, before you answer this, here's what most people would say when I've asked them this. They'll say death. Me, personally, I don't fear death. Okay? But... what is your biggest fear, if you have one?
I have a couple, dog. My biggest fear, like, 'cause I lived my whole life alone, you know. I said this in the last interview, you know. I'm like, it's to die alone, you know. But not only that, is to live a life that has never known success. That right there has to be my biggest fear, you know. Like no matter what I feel about myself, I know I'm not naive, you know. I know that I could be something, and it's just like just doing it, you know. It's just doing it that's hard for me, you know, because even though I feel like I could be something, you know, like part of me doubts myself, you know. Part of me feels like I really ain't shit, you know, that there's a part of me, basically, that a bigger part of me that says I'll never amount to shit. Like I'm just a low life, homie. Like, you know what I mean? Like however I live is how I'm meant to live, you know. And there'll never be nothing greater than this. And I can't help. I don't know why I think like that. I don't know why I feel like that. And obviously, like that comes from somewhere, you know. And when I was growing up, maybe that's what was fed to me, you know, but it was embedded in my brain, and that's stronger than the part of me that feels like I could be something, you know. But I know that with this music thing, like I know I've gotten farther than I ever thought that I would ever get, you know. And I lived my whole life alone, homie, and I don't want to die alone, you know. But at the end of the day, we all got to die alone, you know. It's just, to me, I don't fear death either, dog. Some days, like, I welcome it, you know. Some days I want to die, you know. Some days, like I said, I think about that shit, you know, and about that, like Kurt Cobain, you know, like, I think about that shit, you know. Sometimes when whatever I feel, my demons, you know, they take over so much that it's too much for me to bear sometimes.
Right.
You know, and I welcome that, you know, but at the end of the day, I would hate to die and never be successful, you know. Yeah. I would hate to die and never accomplish nothing, never be someone, honestly, someone that my kids could be proud of. That would be the worst for me, you know, like that would be my worst fear, is to have lived and gone through all this shit for nothing, to be nothing. I want my sons to know that I went through all this and I still persevered in some way, you know, that I still helped the world. I would hate for my sons to know that I went through all this, became what I am, and died how I am, you know? I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
I want them to know that their daddy was a soldier.
Yeah.
So that they could be soldiers. Because at the end of the day, whoever our kids are, you know, they're going to have it bad when they get older, because that's just how the world is. Like, the world's only getting worse, you know? And I would hate to see how life is when my kids are old enough, you know? Like, I don't want that shit. Like Misfit Soto said, I don't want my kids growing up killing your kids, you know? Real shit. Like, I don't want my sons to be like anything like me. I want my sons to be good kids, you know, lawyers, doctors, whatever the fuck, even policemen. You know, my son wants to be a cop. I tell him, Papa, all right, cool. Yeah. When you get older, Papa, you better fucking let me go. You know what I mean? Shit, you better unhandcuff me.
Yes,
but you know what though, is I am how I am, you know, but I want my son just maybe he might be the one to make the difference. You know what I mean? I just don't, my biggest fear is to die and it be my whole life be for nothing, man. Because I feel like I have a story to tell. And I've gone through a whole lot of shit, dog, and it's fucked me up. It's made such an impact on me, man, that if I can't help nobody, then what the fuck, homie, you know? So that's my biggest fear, homie.
I'm glad you're sharing that about your children, because let me tell you something. I have beautiful stories about my kids, but honestly, bro, wait till you have grandkids. Because I have 3 grandbabies right now.
I want to see that.
Oh my God! You know, I always had all my homeboys. Wait till you have grandkids. Wait till you have grandkids. It's like a totally different. Like it's a beautiful feeling, man. Like it truly is. And I got 3 grandbabies, and 2 of them are twins. Like I hit a home run the first time out. You know, my daughter had twins, Anthony and Vincent, and every morning, you know, whenever they come to my room, climb on my bed, Grandpa. It's a beautiful feeling, man. Like, I love it. But let's move on, because I want to ask you one thing right here.
Go ahead.
What makes you laugh the most?
My
you gotta laugh every once in a while, my bro.
No. My kid's innocence.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just certain or the you know, like, kids have no filter. I remember my second kid's mom, I brought her, my first kid's mom invited me to church. My second kid's mom, she was still pregnant.
Did you go to church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't like church though, really, because I was in a foster home with a pastor.
Oh,
and he wasn't really a good man, you know, so it changed my whole perspective on church, you know.
So he was fronting, pretty much.
Yeah. And he was a pastor, you know.
Yeah.
And the way he was, it made me not like church, and it made me like for a long time, honestly, man, I used to curse God. I hated God. And people say I got my little pity party. You wouldn't even imagine how it was back then, you know, because I hated God, you know, so I felt like God did me dirty, you know, and I cursed him, you know, and all that shit. And then being in that foster home, you know, and the way that, like, that fool was, you know, he was not a good man, you know. So anyway, long story short, my sons love God though. My sons love church, you know, and my sons always invite me, especially my son Xavier, always invites me to church, and I always tell him, nah, I'm cool, Papa, I don't go to church. And he told me, why, Dad? Why don't you go to church? And I'm not going to ever destroy his faith. You know? So I tell him, it's because, Papa, I already know everything about God. So I don't have to go to church. You know, I know everything already, Papa. You know, there's nothing they could tell me I don't already know, Papa. You know, and fucking, he loves God. You know, he wrote me a handwritten note. Handwritten invitation to church. I could not turn it down, homie.
No, you can't.
I can't. But my kid's mom, you know, my sick kid's mom, you know, she had been telling me, you know, we struggle, homie. We were struggling. We were living in Momo to Momo. You know, we had all of our shit, all of our clothes, everything we own, lost, homie. From being indifferent, you know, living in that room and fucking, boom, trying to do something or whatever, trying to hustle up the room money. Something happens, I go to jail, some shit like that, dog. The room money don't come, and bam, next thing you know, all of our shit is gone, dog. Everything we own is gone, you know. And so, anyways, I took her to church because she had been saying she wanted to go to church. I took her to church, and my little son, dog, my little son's 4 years old, homie. 3 years old at the time, right? And my kid's mom was like, hey, let's go to fucking lunch after church, right? I'm like, oh, well, I'm with old girl, you know, I'm not gonna leave her alone by herself. Bring her with you. For real? All right, that's weird. All right, cool. So we all go to lunch, and my son's the one who said something. My son said, Dad, don't ever bring another girl around my mom. I'm like, damn, he's a little ass kid, dog.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. He told me straight up. He checked the shit out of me, like, don't ever bring another girl around my mom. Little ass kid, dog, you know. So, but just my sons, they trip me the fuck out, dog. You know, they're like little men, though. You know,
of course.
I admire that shit, though. You know, they have their own little minds.
That's
and shit.
a beautiful thing, man.
It really is, dog. And I should have listened to his ass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because in the end, it didn't really end. Really end good with old girl. You know, but
here's what breaks my heart sometimes. Like, I got my twin boys. They'll be over and they'll be running around. I'm like, did somebody poop? And they both get scared. No, Grandpa. No, because I don't know why they think like maybe they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to whip them. And I'm like, Papa, come here. Come here. Did you poop? And he'll look at me and he'll be like, come on, it's okay, mijo. I love you.
Yeah.
I love
they're
you.
just kids, though. They don't know, though.
Yeah,
you know?
they don't know, bro. Man.
They don't know because I mean, at the end of the day, it smells nasty, though. You know, so probably they associate that with something bad.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So something that's not pleasant.
But you said that they're beautiful innocents.
Nah, they really are, dog. And their honesty is beautiful, dog.
Yeah.
Like I said, my son told me straight up, dog, don't ever bring another girl around my mom. You know what I mean? Like, he's a little ass kid. He checked the shit out of me, though, dog.
Hey.
I never did, though. That's
about the only guy you're going to allow to check you.
Yeah, dog. Hey, but my sons, they're beautiful, man. Like, their mindsets, you know, I trip out, like, not only that, their hearts. Like, my son Xavier, he's like the sweetest kid, you know, and like his cousin, he'd be like, damn, like, my cousins pick on me, you know, because he's such a sweetheart, you know. And I tell him, man, beat the shit out of them motherfuckers, you know. Like, I say, even his little brother beats him up. Like, Papa, come on, Papa, you're 3 years older, Papa. Like, okay, your mom's gonna get mad at me, Papa, but hey, if your brother hits you, then you sock him in the fucking face. You know, you do whatever you gotta do, you know. Don't go out like that. You know what I mean? But they're both my sons and shit, you know. But I want my son to be how I grew up, you know. Like I grew up, honestly. Right. I had to face some shit, though, dog. Like when I grew up, my foster dad used to always say, we used to have a little station wagon, and we'd be driving down the street, and my foster dad would say, hey, kill or be killed. He used to tell us that, you know, and we all used to say, kill. Like I said, when I said earlier, like, there was a lot of abuse, you know, and some of it was sexual abuse. I don't know if it's sexual abuse, but I'll say one time when he said kill or be killed, I was a little kid, so I thought it was funny to say kill.
Right.
And he turned around and he pinched the shit out of my dick, dog. Swear to God, dog. You know, he pinched the shit out of my dick. I was a little kid, dog. Like, I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that shit hurt me, dog. I started crying and shit, you know, but that was sexual to me, dog. Like, that's fucking out, my boy, you know. But like I don't know, his the way he was with me, you know. I will never be like that with my kids, you know. Like that shit was out, but But hey, palabra, swear to God, you know that he said "killer be killed" all the time. Killer be killed, and we all used to say "killed" all the time, you know. And fucking that one day, I said "killer," I said "be killed." I would turn around and pinch the shit out of me, dog. I remember, I was like, "What the fuck?" Hey, but that was my upbringing.
I almost spit out my beer, bro.
But that's just funny, but at the same time, that's just out, my boy. You don't do no shit like that,
Right?
dog.
No, you don't.
I don't know. I don't never think you do no shit like
One
that.
last
Fuck
question
them, dog. Whoever the fuck
before
did
we
that.
get to your album.
What's up?
Okay. How? Say I'm writing a book about you,
All right.
and you know,
I say it ain't
the
gonna sell.
autobiography
No.
of Shady Boy. Okay, and I go around asking people that are fans of yours.
All right.
Okay, here we go. How would your fans describe you? What would you think?
Motherfucker be saying I'm emo. Nah. Like, I don't know. Like, one thing motherfuckers can never say is that I'm not authentic. You know.
Wait
like,
a minute, not authentic. What do you
Like,
mean?
nobody could ever say that I'm not authentic.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because the day, like, I don't, it would, to me, it would seem cocky to say that I don't know how to be fake, you know? That's cocky as fuck to me, dog. Like, honestly, like, basically, I'm an open book. Like, how I am is how I really am. How I am with you is how I am with everybody, you know? So at least I feel like the fans could say that I was genuine, you know?
Good.
I've always been genuine, and I don't know, like I grew up in a household where a man's not supposed to cry, you know. But I never, people who know me, you know that if something hurts my heart, man, like I'll shed a tear, my boy. Like, I ain't no weak ass motherfucker, dog, because people who know me also know that I don't run from nobody, homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? I fucking stand my ground, dog. Like, I'll chunk them up with anybody, dog, and I'm about that gunplay too. You know
Pero
what I mean?
sabes qué? God gave us ear duct. I mean eye ducts. Okay.
Yeah, tear ducts, yeah.
You know, so for us to cry.
Yeah.
So it's okay sometimes, because let me tell you something. There are days that I'm in my room alone. I start thinking about my mother, start thinking about my father, just family things. And then tears start to come out. And believe it or not, after maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes of thinking about, reminiscing about my mother, my father, I almost feel like cleansed in a sense.
And you know, it's a trip though. Like, I feel the same way sometimes, you know, but not all the time, because sometimes I'll shed a tear and I'll feel mad at myself. I feel mad at myself, like, because I grew up in a household where a man's not supposed to cry, you know. So I grew up with that upbringing, you know. But I know that not everything I taught was right.
Right.
What I was taught was right, you know. And I grew up feeling, always thinking a certain way and feeling a certain way. And then as I got older, I was able to differentiate what was right and what's wrong, you know. And I know that a lot of that shit was not right, you know.
Right.
But I don't like how, okay, with that being said, yeah, that shit's not right, but I don't like how much things bring me to tears. You know,
Yes,
I don't
yes.
like I feel like, okay, that's a little bit too much, you know, like I feel like soft and shit,
Right.
but at the same time, you know, like if I see like for instance, a video the other day, we watched a video, you know, and a little girl got hit by a car, and it showed that little girl get hit by the car,
Oh,
you know.
no.
She was running to school, whatever, she had her backpack on, she got hit by a car. That shit made me cry, homie.
Of course.
You know what I
man.
mean? Because I think about, like, damn, what if that was my kid, homie? You know what I mean? Like, I have a heart, my boy. You know, and that's sad, homie. That's fucking sad. I could not even watch the rest of that video, dog. Like, fuck, no, I changed it. Like, fuck, no, I can't watch that shit, dog.
Look,
Because
let me tell you something.
that's sad, homie.
Allow me to interrupt you really quick.
Go ahead.
I've had friends that have had either a niece, a nephew, or even their own children pass away before them. Like 6, 7,
That's
9 years
horrible,
old,
homie.
bro.
That's horrible.
I'm gonna say this: if that happened to me, I wouldn't want to live anymore, bro.
Same shit, my boy.
Yeah.
Same shit. And I've thought about that. Like with my kids, like, I thought about that. Like, if something were to happen to my son, you know, like, and it was crazy. Like, sometimes I get these flashes in my mind, you know. I get these thoughts in my mind, you know. Like, my son was little, you know, and I was still right there living with him and everything, you know. And he would run toward the street. I would get this flash in my mind of him getting hit by a car, and I'll be like, nah, man. Like, I would shake my head, like, nah. I like try to get out of my head, you know. But I'll think to myself, even though I have another son, you know, if that were to happen, I'll fucking kill myself, dog. Just because I don't think I would be able to. I commend anybody that lost their child, homie, that is still walking right now, homie, and still persevering, homie, because I don't think I would be able to live with that.
I couldn't.
Straight up.
I couldn't.
You know, and I think to myself, like, damn, what would that do to my baby mom, to my son, you know, my other son? Like, not only did they lose his brother, but he's going to lose his dad too. But at the time, I don't think like that.
Right.
I think like that. That's my son, though. That's my seed, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I raised him, though. You know what I mean? To see him go, you know what I mean? I would have to go with him and make sure he makes it. You know what I mean? Make sure he gets to where he's going. I got to be there too, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's fucked up, though. You know what I mean? But like I said, I commend anybody that lost a child, homie, that's still breathing, homie. You know what I mean? Because really, you're the MVP, homie. You're a real one. You're a realer than I could ever be, homie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that takes a real motherfucker, dog.
Yes.
To lose their child and still persevere, homie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that right there is hard, homie.
It is.
I watched this video the other day. It was a song, and this was talking about his daughter that died, and basically it's called I forgot what it's called, but it's talking about venting, laying it off. It was called venting, something venting, right? And he's saying like have you ever lost a child, homie? Like he's talking about his daughter that died, and he went bankrupt. He had all this money, you know, millions of dollars, and he went bankrupt, and he had to sell all his jewelry to his own homies, you know, his own homies that he's gonna see every day, you know. And he sold all of his stuff to his homies because he had to. Yes. And he lost his child and shit. And he's saying, "Have you ever lost a child, homie?" Like, damn, that shit right there hurt my heart, dog. Yes. I don't know. Like, I always feel, I feel other people's pain, homie.
Yeah.
When people, like, me, I grew up going through shit, dog. I grew up feeling alone. I grew up being abandoned, man. I grew up without no parents. I grew up feeling nobody loved me. I grew up being told nobody loved me. You know, I grew up being told nobody, I wasn't shit, you know? And I grew up believing that shit. And honestly, subconsciously, I still believe that shit. And I hate that shit, you know? But I grew up like that. So when I hear stories or when I see other kids that are like that, it really hurts me. And that shit will bring me to tears, man. You know what I mean? I don't know, my album's called Will the Devil Look.
Let's talk about that, please.
Yeah, let's talk about that. It's called Will the Devil Look. And I lost 3 of my friends, man. And basically, I feel like I always had feelings of being abandoned, feelings of being like however I felt, you know. So I'm saying, will God see me through, or will the devil look? You know what I mean? Will God see me through, or will the devil see me through? You know, and fucking, I don't know, like in that song right there, that's like, honestly, I really put all barriers, all fucking walls that I hold up, you know. I pull all that shit down and I put it in that song right there, you know, and I say, like, drugs and liquor take the pain away. The mixture's always different on a rainy day. The elixir drowns the pictures, I'm ashamed to say. I hope you know I miss you, so that's why I make you fade away. That's real shit, dog, you know what I mean? Like
right.
That song right there, man, like, if you ever wanted to know who the real me was, man, listen to that song. And the chorus right there, it says, no one ever cried for the little boy. Boo-hoo, mama, I'm a man now. All I ever had were the demons still screaming, all inside of my head now. Tell me, can anybody hear me? I hope my words don't fall on deaf ears. If there ever was a time you stood near me, you will see too that I've been left here. I mean, I always felt that abandonment, man. Always, though. But hopefully my music to somebody like me, to somebody growing up like me, somebody in that foster home, somebody that ain't got no voice, you know.
Yeah.
No matter how dysfunctional I am, no matter, you know what I mean, I might be a drug addict or whatever, dog, I might have followed in my people's footsteps, you know what I mean? No matter how fucked up I am, man, I hope that you feel some type of comfort knowing that I relate to you, you know? I might not be the best role model, you know, but I know how you feel, you know, and I hope that you feel like you still have a voice, you know, and I feel like maybe, you know, within myself, I feel like I'm not shit, you know, but maybe you think I might have made it somewhere, you know, and hopefully you feel like you could make it somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
Straight up, you know, and no matter what, you know, don't ever let whatever you're going through define you. Don't ever let that make you feel like that's all you can be, you know, because you are so much greater than what you think you are, you know, and that you are loved, you know, and I don't even know you, but I love you. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Straight up.
So is that single out the one you're talking about? Is any of it out?
No, it's not. None of this shit is out yet.
Okay. So you're working on an album, and the album is called, once again,
it's called Will the Devil Look.
Will the Devil Look? Okay. When can Shady Boy fans expect that album? 2021 or early 2022?
No. What month are we in?
Right now we're in, I believe, August.
Okay, so I would say at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. You know, it's really all on me, you know, but like the past few studio sessions I haven't gone to, you know. Honestly, I go through a lot, like in my own mind, you know. Yeah. I have a lot of demons, man. So there's really nothing stopping me from going to the studio. The homie A.DA, every Sunday is my studio session, and
that's a church service.
Yeah, but I ain't been in the studio in a few weeks, you know. Okay. But that's on me though. Yeah. And like I said, a lot of shit I go through in my own mind, you know, and it's the shit I can't shake, man. You know, so most of the time I don't want to go to the studio, you know. Yeah. I don't want to go to the studio because maybe music, what it was for me before, it ain't what it is for me now. Yeah. You know. There's no escaping what it was like before. There was the escape, you know. I could put it in music and then eventually I feel better about it. Right. But right now I don't know. Like I'm in such a negative mind space, dog, that the music's not gonna do shit for me, you know. And every day, like I said earlier, like I welcome death, you know. Yes. I welcome death, you know, and that's not cool because I got kids, you know. But at the same time, like, my smiles become unwearable. Mm-hmm. Straight up, you know, and that's not cool.
Do us a favor. Can you get us another beer, please? Por favor.
That's not cool, you know me, but that's real shit. Like, people could think however they want to think, you know. People could say however their opinions are, you know, but they didn't grow up like me. You know, maybe they had their mother and their father. Maybe they had somebody that was teaching them to be strong, you know, but I never did. I never had nobody to teach me to be strong, you know, and I'm not going to use that as a crutch. But I'm just going to be real and say that I don't think like that. Right. You know, so maybe instead of fighting or fucking or coming at whatever my demons are, you know, sometimes I succumb to that shit, dog. Right. You know what I mean? And sometimes that shit gets the best of me, dog. And I can't fight every battle, you know. Right. And the battles I can't fight are within myself, dog. Yes. You know what I mean? But if it was a physical battle, physical person in front of me, I'm going to destroy anybody in front of me that comes against me, dog.
Absolutely. Same here.
Because the way I feel, dog, as long as, it doesn't matter the size of the dog. It's the matter of the fight of the dog. You know, and that's real shit. Because I always feel like I could fucking demolish anybody that comes at me, dog. You know, and I won more fights than I lost, probably, dog. That's you know, because of that mindset, though. Absolutely. You know what I mean? If you want it more, then you're gonna win, dog. If you want to fucking win more than the other person, you're gonna win, dog. You know what I mean? But when it comes to shit like that, it's a losing battle, dog, with me, dog. And I hate to admit that, but that's only been real with myself. I wish I could fucking win those battles within myself and I could be a different person, homie. Mm-hmm. Because that's what bothers me, dog. I know that I look weak, and I know that I feel weak in certain situations, and I wish I didn't, homie. I wish I was all around a strong motherfucker where I win every single battle, but the ones within myself I lose every time, dog. And I hate that shit, and I don't know how to change it, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I guess it's a learning experience, homie, and I hope to God that I learn how to conquer that before somebody kills me, homie. I told my homegirl, my homegirl knows me the best, dog, and she knows, like sometimes I feel like I'm having a heart attack, because I have like stressing and all that shit fucks with my body, and it feels like I'm having a heart attack, but it's just a panic attack, but I told her earlier, I'm supposed to be murdered. Like, I'm not going to go out like this. Someone's going to murder me, and she looks at me like, what the fuck? But that's real shit. In my mind, like, that, to me, that's my destiny right now. Like, I've always known that I'm going to die violently because of whatever I've gone through or whatever I've done in my life. I know that karma comes quicker for the motherfucker on the other side of the gun, dog. And karma's very real.
Well, I'm going to say this. Sorry to interrupt you.
Nah, don't trip.
Okay. I'm praying that you live to be at least in your 80s or 90s with grandbabies. At least 30 or so grandbabies. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. And then that way you can share with them your experiences so that they can live and learn and grow.
And I would love to, my boy. You know, I would love to. In my heart, I don't think I'll live 5 years for sure. No, like in my heart, 2 years. I hope I live to be 2 years from now. Real shit. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, dog. And that's just being honest. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, and I don't want to go out. Period. Like if I die right now, I feel like I'll die just a sliver of my life's potential.
I know.
And I want to be somebody that my kids could look up to that maybe grew out of this.
I want to say this in front of you, in case your kids are watching right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm not even paying attention.
I understand that, but I want to say this: I've sat in front of you, eye to eye, twice. You are an intelligent, smart dude, bro. You are. You really are. A lot of people, here's what they do. They judge the book by its cover. You know why? Because they can't fucking read. They judge the book by its cover because they can't fucking read. You're an intelligent dude, bro. You know what? I don't believe in coincidences. We didn't meet by accident. Okay? I don't give a shit what people think or what people say on the live chat or comment. I don't give a fuck. Okay? But me and you did not meet by coincidence. You're an intelligent, smart dude, bro. And I'm going to say this. God has a plan for you. And it's a good plan. Okay? Yeah, no, it's a good plan. Okay? So, of course, we're going to experience hate. But we live in a generation now where all the hate comes from social media. If you log off your Facebook, your Twitter, your MySpace, your fucking
it's crazy.
Instagram, it's all over.
Hey, some people wouldn't have jobs if it wasn't for social media. Straight up.
Well, some girls wouldn't be models if it wasn't for social media.
Some women wouldn't be models. Some fools wouldn't be comedians. It means a lot of these fools wouldn't have jobs if it was if the internet went down tomorrow.
Yeah.
They'll be unemployed.
I saw one meme that said this, and I thought it was dope. It said, "Excuse me, who were you before Instagram?"
Yeah.
And it's the very truth.
Hey,
you got girls.
Hey, to me, like I said, I'm not no hater. Nothing to take away from that. That's cool, dog.
But you're being honest.
You found a way to be somebody, But if it's like a negative way where they're hating on you, dog, like I said, motherfucker, I experienced that right now, dog. Like, I never really see that shit. This is live, and I see somebody really hating on me, dog. Like, to me, I feel some type of way, dog. You know what I mean?
Right,
honestly, if it wasn't for, if the comments were shut off, dog, you wouldn't really have a voice, though. You know what I mean? And I'm not hating on you, dog, but really, come on, my boy. Like, is that really who you want to be? Because honestly, how I am right now, that's not who I want to be, dog.
Yeah.
But I look at you, dog, and I feel a little bit of hope. You know what I mean? Because I never want to be that. I never want to be hating on nobody for what the fuck they're doing, dog. Especially somebody as fucked up as me, dog. You can hate on me, dog. Like, damn, that really shows. That really shows who the fuck you are, dog. You really hating on me. I ain't got shit, my boy. And if you were to say it to my face, I'll dome you. You know what I mean? Straight up, dog.
Exactly.
I'll fucking put a bullet in your head, dog.
A nice hot one.
Yeah, straight up. But that's not really cool. You know what I mean? But that's just how I am. You know what I mean? But like if that's really who you are, though, like to hate on somebody that really ain't shit. You know what I mean? That in my opinion, I ain't shit, my boy. But because I ain't shit, I'll fucking really tell me, dog. You know what I mean? Because I ain't shit, dog. I don't see myself being a fucking big ass rapper, my boy. I'm a hood motherfucker, so I'm gonna do what hood motherfuckers do, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're really gonna hate on me, dog, damn, I feel a little bit better, dog.
Right,
I feel a little bit better about myself, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I would never, even as fucking low down, grimy as I am, dog, in other people's eyes, you know?
Right.
I would never do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me echo what you're saying. You said you're a hood motherfucker, and I like that.
Yeah,
Because
no.
I'm a hood motherfucker, because I still live in my motherfucking neighborhood. I still live in Calle Ere right here in the city of Wilmas.
That's
And
right.
I have a fucking bunch of snitching ass motherfuckers. And here's what they do. They call up my artist whenever I book them. Whenever I post a flyer, hey, Tony A, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Roadium Radio, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't go on there. Tony A this. Look, let me tell you something. Before you go any further, why don't you DM me and tell me how you really feel?
Fuck a DM. Why don't you meet up with me and tell me
Yeah,
how you really
like
feel,
meet up
man?
with me. You know, put all the hood shit
Yeah, but
aside.
what I tell you, though, what I tell
Yeah.
you when you tell me, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Put all that hood shit aside. One-on-one, no phones, no nothing, no guns. Just meet me somewhere. If you really, truly have something to say to me and you don't like me, stop making videos.
Yeah, but motherfuckers do that shit. They clout chase,
Yeah.
bro. They want everybody to see how they really feel,
Right.
whatever, and they don't ever say it to you. Like when you told me, like, hey, my boy, like, some people are going to probably discourage you from coming here. What
Yes.
I tell you, I don't go off of the internet, my boy. I go off of the streets.
The streets.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So none thing that anybody could say could ever influence me. And if it was the streets and it was something that had to do with street politics,
Exactly.
well, then obviously that's going to influence me
Right.
because that's what I'm about, dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
But just because somebody fucking is hating, dog, like, I got haters too, my boy. You know what I mean? And I go off of my individual, my own experiences with certain people, dog. And my boy right here has always been a good homie, dog. You
Gracias,
know,
carnal.
and I
Gracias.
respect your not only your where you started off from, but I respect your struggle.
Yes.
And I respect where you came up from, homie.
Yeah.
And I respect the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And to be who you are and where you are, dog, you know what I mean? A lot of people, I don't think they give you enough credit, my boy. You know what I mean? Who started off with you like Dr. Dre, you know, Roadium
Yes.
Radio, dog. Roadium Radio, like if you really know about hip hop and the Roadium, dog, you know what I mean? And where my boy Tony A fucking started off from, dog, and only where he started off from, he's keeping this shit still alive, dog. You know what I mean? I feel like that's admirable, my boy, and that's something that should be appreciated, especially in hip hop and music, dog. The people that say something about it, dog, they don't care about hip hop.
No, they
don't
don't.
care about the history, and they don't care about music, dog, or the struggle, or the struggle to still be relevant, my boy. And not only that, you're helping us out, dog. Me, without even meaning to be, I'm a Chicano rapper, my boy. You know what I mean? Because of the way I look, you know, and my raza, you know what I mean, and how I grew up, you know, that's they're gonna categorize us as Chicanos, you know, whatever, you know, when really, in my opinion, this is just hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what color it is. It doesn't matter where it started from, whether it started from the Bronx or where it started from fucking LA, from El Monte, dog. You know what I mean? This is hip hop, dog. You know what I mean? Hip hop is graffiti, is breakdancing, all that shit, dog. You know what I mean?
DJing.
The scene, the DJing, all that shit, dog. That's hip hop, dog. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter where it's from, dog. You know what I mean? And I don't know, my boy. I just feel like there's certain people that are old, and there's certain people that are legends, my boy. And I'm sitting before a legend, homie. And thank you for having me over, dog.
Thank you.
Once
Thank
again,
you,
my boy. And just know I respect you, and I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say, dog. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because like I say, whatever these people can say, whatever they want to say, they say about me. I'm a bitch on fucking a pity party, whatever, dog. But say to my face, I'll lay you the fuck out, dog. I'll fucking dome you, homie.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Straight up, hey, but my boy right here, though, dog, my boy is doing something for us, dog. Everybody, like you said, even motherfuckers that are coming up, dog, this fool's giving them an opportunity to actually have a fucking platform, even without a platform. This is the platform right here. This wooden fucking table right here is the platform right here, and he's giving motherfuckers the opportunity, dog. And there's not nobody really doing that shit right now, dog. So I don't know. I salute the homie, dog. I mean, if you follow me, dog, then salute the homie also, dog. And if you don't, well, fuck you, homie.
Gracias.
Straight up, dog.
Gracias.
And whatever that hustle, fool, I really mean that, homie. Fucking get at me in my DM, dog, and have your camera rolling, fool, and I'll beat the shit out of you on camera, homie.
Nah, I mean,
straight up.
Nah, I mean, so anyway, if
anyways.
Yeah, if you were one of those guys that are contacting my artists before they come on here, you know, why don't you just like tell me, like, yo, Tony, I don't like you. Let's meet somewhere. Just as long as you come by yourself, no guns, no hood shit. It's all good. You know, we'll work it out. We'll talk about it, and I guarantee you, after I pick you up, I'll hand you a beer. We're good.
Yeah, we're good, dog.
So
we're good.
Other than that, pues, you know, if you're not, pues vete a la pinche verga.
Yeah.
You know, you
and like you said, no guns, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But if you want to have guns, though, I got guns too, though.
Nah, I mean,
boy. Straight up, my boy. I always roll heated, my boy.
Nah, if you want to catch a nice hot one, DM him.
Yeah,
so.
DM me, homie. If that's really what you want, dog. You know what I mean? But other than that, though, thank you for a bomb-ass interview, my boy. Thank you for everybody that was listening, you know what I mean? And for the haters out there, dog, you already know what time it is, dog. You want to say that shit to me, though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the hustle fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, that shit was whack, my boy. Like I don't know. I respect anybody that's out there really getting it, dog, you know, and not only that, that's out there opening up doors for the next man. You know what I mean? Because a lot of doors, dog, motherfuckers close a lot of doors because they feel threatened by them. Yeah. They feel threatened that they're gonna be fucking greater than them, you know, so they close the door, and that's why the people that they do let in some whack motherfuckers, dog. Why? Because they got real street credibility, but they can't rap. Yeah. You know what I mean? If these motherfuckers really got talent, dog, talent speaks for itself, homie. I love that shit. Look at my homeboy Vicious. My homeboy Vicious from my hood. I brought him onto my label, dog, you know what I mean? Because that motherfucker's dope as fuck, dog. You know what I mean? And look at Vicious is not even from my label no more. And I still promote that motherfucker because that motherfucker's dope, dog. That motherfucker's the next in line, dog. Whatever happened, you know what I mean? For him to not be from label, to not be from my label no more is whatever it does. It's irrelevant. You mean that motherfucker from my hood, dog? That was fucking sick as fuck. He's the next in line, dog. And I wish nothing but the best for him, homie. You know what I mean? Shout out to Vicious, homie, from EMF, dog. Shout out my boy F Gang, dog. You already know what's up, dog. And if this don't fucking tell you how I really feel about you, then I don't know what the fuck's gonna tell you that.
All good, my
You know what I mean? Straight up, fool.
With that,
get at me.
With that, Shady Boy. Any shout outs? Anything that I didn't ask you?
Yeah. I want to send a shout out to my boy A.I. You know what I mean?
AI.
Producer A.I., dog. That's a motherfucking god right there, dog. That's my boy right there, you know, and he helped me out in so many situations, dog, within myself, personal situations, you know. And those times that I felt like I really was really broken, homie, and whatever, you know, he opened up a studio, gave me a dope ass beer, and let me spit that shit, dog, you know, and that means more to me than anything, you know. I want to send a shout out to him. I want to send a shout out to man, my boy right here, dog. Yes, my boy Tony A. You know, I appreciate you, dog, for opening up your doors for me right here, you know, and no matter what hate that you get from doing what you're doing, homie, for not stopping, you know. I appreciate that shit, dog, because it's motherfuckers like you that really it opens up the doors for homies like me, dog, without even knowing it, dog. Because I don't know, I feel like right here, this is an accomplishment, you know. Maybe however these motherfuckers they make it seem, or they try to make you feel, homie, you know, this is an accomplishment for me, dog, because I feel like I'm standing before a legend. You know, and I'm speaking before a legend, and I'm honored just to be here, homie. And I know that other motherfuckers feel the same way, dog. And just for you to continue doing what you're doing, despite what anybody has to say, dog, I respect you, homie. You know what I mean?
Gracias,
Palabras,
hermano.
fuck, dog.
Gracias.
Not only that, dog, like, let me say, for my people in the struggle, dog, like me, I'm a gutter baby, homie, you know what I mean? I live in Momos, dog. I lived in Momos. I've been homeless, dog, and there's some people that I met that were homeless that have more fucked up life stories than me, dog, that's still here, dog. Do what they gotta do, homie. It might not be right, you know, it might be robbing motherfuckers, doing whatever the fuck they do, killing motherfuckers, dog, but you know what, they do whatever they gotta do to survive, homie, and I respect that. I respect that, dog, and that's, you know, I want to shout out them motherfuckers, dog, like, maybe the way we live is unorthodox, you know, but we get it how we get it, dog, you know, and I respect anybody that's out there getting it, you know what I mean? Anybody that's out there hustling, homie, whether it's right or it's wrong, homie. If you're out there hustling, homie, you're not just sitting there waiting for a motherfucking handout, homie. I respect that, dog. So I just want to say that, homie, and not only that, I just want to send all my love to the F gang, dog. You know what I mean? City of Monte. You know what I mean? Every wildflower out there, dog. And rest in peace to every wildflower that we ever planted in the ground. That's all I gotta say.
All good. So make sure you guys be looking out for Shady Boy's new album.
With a devil look.
Was a devil look, either 2021, by the end of 2020, or early 2022. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Let me just send out a message. There's been a couple of guys that have been tagging me on posts on social media, on people that have been sending subliminal messages to me. Look, let me tell you something.
Tony, I'm gonna step outside.
Yeah, go for it. All right. When Ice Cube did No Vaseline, he didn't send out no subliminal messages. He mentioned Dr. Dre. He mentioned, you know, Eazy-E. He mentioned MC Ren. He mentioned Yella. He mentioned Jerry Heller. He didn't send out any subliminal messages. My thing is this: if you're gonna say something, like, honestly, say my name. Don't just say Roadium Radio. Say my name. And here's my thing. Because if you're going to say my name, I'm going to call you out on it. And if I'm going to call you out on it, I expect you to meet me one-on-one. No homies, no cell phones, no cameras, just one-on-one. Because where I come from, my neighborhood, where I'm loved and respected, in the city of Wilmington, where I still live, okay? You know, the way we did it, we went heads up, and after that, I'd pick you up, hand you a beer, and we're good. And I want to do that. If you have something to say to me, don't be calling up my guests and say, don't go to Tony A's Roadium Radio, Tony A this, Tony A that, Tony A this, whatever. You know, just hit me up personally. Just say, yo, Tony, I'm going to meet you up by myself. And I'm good with that. Like, honestly, I'm truly, truly good with that. I'm 53 years old, but you know what? Don't let that fool you. Just hit me up. That's all I'm saying. So, and I mean that peacefully. I'm good. After I knock you the fuck out, we're good. Like, we're good. Seriously. Just hit me up and, you know, we'll go from there. Especially if you claim to be somebody. So I'm calling you out on that. All you that made videos recently and made posts, I don't care. Like, as long as you call me out one-on-one, like, I'm good. So, as long as you show up by yourself, no hood shit, no gang shit, man-to-man shit. The same way I called out those dudes, you know, just hit me up and we're good. So, with that being said, let me give a shout out to my boy, Alex Cervantes. Cervantes Enterprise. Hit him up on Instagram. If you got a hoopty that needs to be fixed, there's not a problem that he can't fix. because he could do it in the mix. And my son, B Scanlon, that helps me promote this. And Anthony, the hip hop Jedi. You ought to see this guy use the force inappropriately. Anthony, the hip hop Jedi. And I want to thank me. So once again, stop making videos. Stop believing Miss Pac-Man. Just hit me up personally and we'll go from there. Stop making fake pages just to hit me up. If you're a real dude, stop making fake pages. Just hit me up. Stop calling these artists and telling them shit about me. Just hit me up and tell me shit. You know, it's crazy because I'm looking at the live chat and we got over 433 people live on the live chat. And the shit is hilarious. So, once again, Mr. D, August 14th in Cudahy. Go to my Instagram or my Facebook. You have the clear address there. Okay. I'll be there in person. So if you have something and you want to get off your chest, I'll be there signing autographs. Okay. Feel free. Okay. Once again, and I'm co-producing Magic Girl's album. We'll be in the studio, I think not tomorrow, next Monday. I'm co-producing her record. So all you guys that think that all she does is talk box, you guys are fucked. Like, this is the talented female, and here's what I said. I want to co-produce her album. So I'm her third pair of ears, and we're about to make this work, okay? Bella, the top female artist right now above everybody. I don't care who you think is most popular, but the lyrical, Bella. Erica, much love, much respect. You know, B&B Entertainment, Erica. And Shady Boy, I'm about to make a cut with you. By the end of this year, we're about to make shit work. And I'm going to give a shout out to my boy, Little Grifo from San Diego. I didn't give you a shout out when GPA was here, but I want to give you a shout out right now. And my boy MTO from San Diego. I got love for my gente in San Diego, like a lot of love. My boy Alonzo from San Diego. So all you guys, much love, much respect. Thank you for tuning in. And get used to me not posting a flyer. Just log in and see who's going to be on. Wednesday, I got 2 people coming on, 2 special guests, and with new music, you're going to love it. So other than that, much love, much respect. And I'm out of here porque I'm buzzed with Espelon. We're out of here.